This is 25 to Life with Uncle Yahshuah.
Rolling down 109 in a truck. On my ride up to the light, that's what's up. Look to my right and it's a ride rolling up. It's Lucci telling me tonight we in the club. He got the 24 road Escalade. He got the Lamborghini doors like they blades. His hammers ring cause that's how he was raised. His palace mob and tonight we get
Listen, I'm from the ghetto, the slums, the rats, the roaches, the bums, the metal that stuns, the addicts, the cracks, the crumbs. The level where funds is tragic and lavish is none. With rebels, they runs and rabbits like savages' sons. With did him and bigger and swiftly he shined the mud. That city a pity when 50 took 9 of them slugs. This is 25 to Life with Uncle Yahshuah.
What's good? What's good, 25 to Life family? How y'all doing today? Welcome to 25 to Life, Uncle Yahshuah 25 to Life Testimony TV. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Hope y'all had a blessed couple of days. Shout out to KD Kid in the building. Yo, you know what's so funny, KD Kid? I just realized about the last, I think it's the last one or the one before that. I realized who you was, KD. Shout out to Ronnie Johnson in the building. KD is from Parkside. That's the original Parkside. Hempstead Tiger right there. Shout out to KD Kid. You know what's so funny, KD? I don't know why I forgot, because I know you before you were KD Kid, you know what I mean, before that name. So I went back to something on St. Lazarus, something, and it was in the comment section of one of my videos he put up on another one of his channels, and you were in the comment section, and you was talking about Hempstead and Parks. I said, how did I forget that this was K from Parkside? It's because, you know what I mean? So shout out to KD Kid, my Hempstead Strong Island Parkside brother. He know what it is. Shout out to Ronnie Johnson. Shout out to Daddy U. Shout out to Unique Peace Unique. Shout out to the Don 88, Birmingham, United Kingdom, the UK in the building. Shout out to Laura Yah. Shout out to Yahshuah La, Yahakana, Zayana, Delawa Shah. Shout out to everybody that's in the building kind of early. All right, we're gonna get started. Welcome to Uncle Yahshuah 25 to Life Testimony TV. And today we got we're gonna shout out to Alina in the building. We gotta go back a little, then go forward. It's because it's funny, but I like kind of telling the stories like that because usually I wanted just one continuous line to tell the story all way in a straight line. But I realized that it's actually jumping around, and that's kind of dope when it keeps you on, it keeps you a continuous line, just keeps a one flow. But when you jump back and then come over here, and then because what be happening is I'll be remembering characters. So let's say what I mean characters is people that was actually in my life. So I might be going forward to tell a story, but then I'll remember. Shout out to Q Dog in the building. Shout out Q Dog in the building. Love you, Q Dog. Oh, so that's not the same KD Kid. My bad. KD Kid said good looking, but that's not me. I'm from Toledo, Ohio. Shout out to Toledo, Ohio in the building. My bad, KD Kid. So it's another one that's KD. Okay, so I guess his is just KD. Okay. Shout out to KD Kid. Shout out, one love, KD Kid. Thank you for riding with us at the Family King. Atsiyah said 25 to Life crew in the building. Shalom to the assembly and all the day ones. Welcome everyone. She talked about everybody from back from my day ones from New York. All right, shout out to Laura Yah in the building. That's the Bronx in the building. Atsiyah is from California in the building. We got San Diego, California. We got Toledo, Ohio. We got the UK. We got everybody from around the world that be in the building, and those that are coming later and watch it on the replay. All right, so shout out Q Dog in the building. So I'm gonna tell a story today, and tonight's story is gonna be the time where I finally leave this whole 25 to Life. So last week, y'all remember I went back to the court. So last week I was actually out, right? Because I wanted to tell this story about Lil E, the Hoover, the little Hoover. Q Dog said, "Don't you tell our stories, fam." Nah, Q, I got you. So I wanted to tell, but certain stories that you got, I want you to remind me, Q, certain things that happen. I need you to remind me, message me and remind me of some of the things that happen, because a lot of things I forget, because so much happened in our life. You know, a lot of things I forget. I remember you mentioned something about Burger King parking lot when the police came for us and something happened. I remember it, but I don't remember the details. But so I needed to tell the story about little E, because we had already went past that part, and I was already went to jail for the 25 to life, and then went into the program. But I had to double back because there's things that happen that, you know, that fills in. So it's pretty dope when you can tell the story and go back to another part and bring people up to date. That's a gift of storytelling. Thank to the Most High for my gift of storytelling. That I can shout out to Faye Yah in the building. Shout out to Delara Shah in the building. That's California and Brooklyn in the building. Shout out to Ahavaya in the building. That's Canada, by way of Canada, and by way of Jamaica, and by way of Ghana, West Africa. Shout out to Ahavaya and Yahshuah over in the building. They whole family out in Canada now. They're out in Canada. Okay, guys. So last week I went back, and it was when I was going to trial. Which one was that? Oh, that was that was when I was when I was released, and then I had to go back to get the final thing uh sealed to get this whole case over with. You know what I mean? And that's when that DA tried to they didn't want to let me go. Okay. So all praise to the Most High, and that he sent the Honorable Judge Rosito from the United States Supreme Court to to give me a second chance at my life. And I completed the program and all of that. That's the Most High, because I'm a little kid from Hempstead Strong. I don't know nothing about none of this level of judicial system and politics. You know, all I ain't know nothing about that. I was in the hands of the Most High. So y'all got to hear about Lil E, the little Hoover Crip, a little crazy little Crip. Hempstead running around crazy. All right, so now today I'm gonna address the thumbnail. Shout out to Starcrimes, Star the Gift. Now I told him that I'm telling a story about him. The thumbnail was Dr. Death in Brooklyn. So there's this doctor, and I'm gonna get to the thumbnail, but I need to preface it for a second. There was this doctor, and Star don't know this. The funny thing, the reason why I wrote Star the Gift and say, yo, Star, I'm telling a story with you in it tonight, is because he doesn't know what happened. He hooked me up with something, and I'm gonna tell y'all in the story. This is for when I would have got released. I was gonna live in Brooklyn, Q Dog. I was gonna live in Brooklyn. Fam, you have your pick of the black things with the rims that I didn't see. Uh, I I think so. I could try to find one and put it up. Um, so he um he um he hooked me up with something that I'm gonna come out later in the story, and I was gonna live in Brooklyn when I got released from the program, and but the Most High had other plans, right? So this before I knew I was gonna be moving to Florida or anything. I thought I was being in New York. And Star the Gift, it used to be Starcrimes, had hooked me up. So I'm gonna get to that story. And the person that the situation I'm gonna tell tonight that he hooked me up with, the person sent me, I had to go to a doctor in Brooklyn to get something done. I'm gonna save it for the story. And this this thing was crazy. I'm in some I'm in a whole nother dark world of illegal aliens and a whole system of darkness. I actually got when Star hear this, I got sent to Dr. Death. Whoa. All right. So I'm gonna preface the thumbnail. So in this story, I'm going to also go back to jail, and when I was in jail with the 25 to life because I need to introduce another person that's about to come up in this story. And that person that I'm going to introduce y'all to, his name is Demetrius. Shout out to Demetrius Gore. He's from Hempstead, Strong Island, Parkside Projects, one of my day ones. And so I'm going to introduce, because he's going to come up in this story. But tonight, in tonight's story, I'm actually going to leave the system, meaning I'm actually going to have the second chance at my life and be free. And then all hell starts. You would think it's all good. It ain't all good. All right. So now we're going to get started. So the first thing I want to do is I want to, let me see, before I go back to Starcrimes. So let me do that. So Starcrimes was how, that was the one that Saquon, shout out to Saquon Butler in Hempstead. So he hooked me up with Starcrimes, and Starcrimes was the one that Luca Brasi from Dipset, Jim Jones and all them, and Cameron and all them, they Luca Brasi was their muscle, right? Back in the, I don't know, he was a blood back then or whatever. Y'all remember the other lesson that I showed him and Lil Wayne and all that. So and he's a multimillionaire now of medical marijuana and stuff. He doing this thing, but whatever. So Starcrimes was hooking us up with that, but then I got locked up for the 25. So when I came home, so Starcrimes was with us when we was P-Mob, Palace Mob. We was me, Reynolds, and Eve before the 15 of life. Starcrimes was filming us. He was getting us a deal with Taliban Dipset, and he was filming our music videos. So we was running around with Starcrime all in Brooklyn and all in Queens and all that. And we was making music videos. Starcrime had us all through Brooklyn. No, not Brooklyn, Brooklyn and the Bronx, making music videos. And I don't think Star was really rhyming when he was doing that. And then when I got the 15 of life, when I finally came home on bail, then I seen Star again. And then, you know, he was rhyming by then and he was doing this thing. And he like, yo, what's up? Because everybody thought I was gone, but I bailed out and was fighting my case. And they took it to the Supreme Court and I beat the 15 of life. All right. So all praise to the Most High. So I when I saw Starcrimes, he was doing this thing rapping, and he had a deal with Taliban Dipset. He was blowing up all over MySpace. He was doing his thing. So Starcrimes is like, yo, I can get you your deal by yourself and rock with me. So me and Starcrimes start making songs together. Okay. So once I cut off Reynolds and I cut off E, went back to North Carolina, and I told, Star knew what was up with Reynolds. He was like, well, we ain't messing with that. You know what I mean? So me and Star started rocking out. You know what I mean? Now I'm in he knows I'm going to trial, but he really don't know the whole scope of what's going on with me. Because I'm really quiet and it won't really show. So he doesn't know they're trying to give me 55 to life. He know I'm out on bail, but he has no idea the magnitude of the case. He just know that it was told that, something happened with Reynolds and some little snitch that he had that tried to set me up, right? That did set me up, not try, because it was successful, right? So so me and Star was doing our thing, so we stayed in touch. So when I tell the story, I'm gonna show how Star was still trying to help me when I was in the program, because when I went to the library and I was on the internet, I found Starcrimes again. So I had a cell phone from Stephanie. Remember, Stephanie hooked me up with the cell phone, right? The P-Mob, Palace Mob groupie, my homie Steph, she had hooked me up with the cell phone. So I was in touch with Starcrime. So Starcrime was trying to hook me up because I was preparing for when I leave the program. So Star was like, yo, I could get you, I'm gonna try to get you a job and I can get you a spot out in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? So tonight's story is gonna tell that when we get to the thumbnail, the Dr. Death story. So now I want to start this one off with, again, bring you up to date with some music. I'm gonna play a Palace Mob, me, Reynolds, and E. Y'all excuse the cuss words. Some of the songs I couldn't take the cuss words out. This one has them in there, but it's the mind frame and it's what I was living and what we were doing to set the stage for the Messiah. Because now I'm a man of the Most High. I do no wrong, not no wrong, no crimes, no, I don't break no laws. You know what I mean? Because we all make mistakes, but I'm talking about I don't break nobody's law. I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I'm trying to teach everybody worldwide, don't get caught up in this crime system and this justice, this jail system, and get 25 to life or lose your life and your family and all of that. That's being in a cage ain't nothing for no man or woman. We're not called to be caged up as animals. So if you live righteous and moral, then you can have a productive life. I know it's hard out there, but it's hard for us all. All right, you heard? Doing the right thing is hard. You heard? So anyway, so I'm gonna play a song to set the stage. I know y'all kind of like starting it off with a little bit of music, but this one kind of got the curses in it. I don't like it, but it brings you the reality of the time. Okay, and I think the song says 2007, but it was really 2006. All right, so here we go. Add to add that one. That one is me and Starcrimes. I want to play this one first before I do that one. Sorry, guys. It's hard to get it set up. So this is the Palace Mob that I stopped messing with when Starcrimes was like, you ain't messing. And I'm playing ooh wee because I got ooh wee.
Riding down the block, smoking that ooh wee. In the drop Porsche kitty, looking like ooh wee. Chain vanilla velour, they be like who's he? Ooh wee, standing on the block, pitching that ooh wee. You know I keep the guys nigga ready for ooh wee. Okay. I'ma do it for the hood and rep the NC. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I'm at it again. Lucha Reynolds in the front, I'm in the back of the Benz. Getting high with whatever, all Bacardi and Sprite. Yeah, I might catch a body tonight. Who knows? I only got a few foes that's still alive, cause the rest of them bitches got killed to die. I might laugh, but don't think I'm a joke. And get smoked to get a motherfucker shank in your throat. It don't matter, it's survival of the strong and the cat. That's why these snitches and these bitch niggas laying on their back. Niggas praying that rap changed my ways, and I stopped selling crack and put down the K's. But I came from the hood, and I'ma die in that fashion. You could bury me a G, nigga, I'm going out blasting. Ooh me, riding down the block, smoking that ooh wee. And the drop Porsche kitty, looking like ooh wee. Chain vanilla velour, they be like who's he? Ooh wee, standing on the block, pitching that ooh wee. You know I keep it cocked, ready for ooh wee. I'ma do it for the hood and rep the NC. When it come to outfits, I'm the 2 grand man. Rainbow Uptown, fitted 2 can sin. When I'm OT, my nickname Jump, why? Cause I jump off early and I'm ready to go. P-Mob gang, so respect my handle. On the spot, my Glock flame like a Roman candle. When you're hot, even niggas will stalk you. My bullets climb walls like Peter Parker. Y'all remember Club Heat? My flow's bonkers, don't believe it, then act chic, loose from Yonkers. The non-stick strap, the Mac or ooh wee. Had your stomach bubbling like jacuzzi. Easy. You niggas bitch made dinner in a movie. I'll blow your back out for a 5 or a Uzi. Fall back, youngin', let me do me. They featherweight, the pearl handle make them levitate. Ooh wee, riding down the block, smoking that ooh wee. And the drop Porsche kitty, looking like ooh wee. Chain vanilla velour, they be like who's he? Ooh wee, ready for who we. I'ma do it for the hood and rep the NC.
From that nigga in the street to that bastard cop, I'ma clip him at the knees and let the ratchet pop. You can run at your pop, Luciano the Don, OG from the block, from the land of slum, where the hammers ring while I'm sprawling numb. And like a dumb white bitch, they all fall and run. Knock 11s on repeat when I'm mauling them. Cracks 11 for a key when you ballin', son. I live my life in the street. 13 on the block, I got the knife in the heat. Thirsty on the cop, pop 2 shots for pop. Palace mob in the spot, they love when we in the cat. More coochie on the block, they like. Is that Reynolds? Is E in the back? Is Sean back in town? Is we in the cat? I heard y'all in the lab, I heard y'all poppin' that. I heard y'all's bringing Rebel and Copper on the back. They like,
Ooh wee, ooh me, riding down the block, smoking that ooh wee, and they drop Porsche Kitty, looking like ooh wee. Jay Vanilla Velour, they be like who's he? Ooh wee, ooh wee.
All right. So I let all the verses play, but I have to stop the song because you can't give out the whole song. So later when I'm going to release these, you know, they don't have the whole song on the internet. So that, guys, was ooh wee, okay? And that ooh wee, who me, riding down the block, smoking that ooh wee in a drop Porsche Kitty, looking like who me, ooh wee, Cherry Velour fitted. They be like, who's he? Ooh wee, who me? Yeah, you fool. We got ooh wee. All right. So I played the ooh wee. The reason why I played ooh wee right now is because in this story tonight, I'm about to get ooh weed. Okay, I'm literally about to get ooh weed. So that was ooh wee. Sorry I didn't get to take the curses out of that one, but that was Palace Mob. Again, one of the most horrible good rap groups, meaning what we were saying was horrible, right? I said, and one of my, in that verse, I said something. I said, and like a dumb white itch, they all fall and run. Mac 11's on repeat. When I'm mauling son, cracks 11 for a key when you ballin' son. When I'm mauling them, cracks 11 for a key when you ballin' son, right? I said, when I said like a dumb white, no disrespect to, you know, my white sisters out there, but you know, that was the terminology, you know, words you speaking. So when I said like a dumb white, they all fall and run, I was talking about in the movies. Y'all know the scary movies like Jason and Friday the 13th. Whenever the white girls run, they always fall, and then Jason and them, they catch him and kill him. So that's what I was talking about. I said, but what was interesting about the lyrics, I said, but like a dumb white, they all fall and run. I said, rap Mac 11's on repeat when I'm mauling them. Mauling. Mauling is I think it's MAULING. When you maul someone, that's some darkness. It's like genocide on one another, but we don't know this when we live in that life in the streets. We don't, you know, when we're mauling crack 11 for a key, when you cracks 11 for a key, when you balling, son. I live my life in the street. 13 on the cop. I got the knife in the heat. Thirsty on the block. See? 13 years old, trying to cop some drugs, buy some drugs to sell. I got the knife and the gun, thirsty on the block. So I'm 13. I got a knife, I got a gun. I'm trying to cop some work so I can learn how to sell drugs as a child. 13. You heard what I said? 13 as a child. That's a child. And I said thirsty on the block. So that means I don't know what I'm doing yet, and I can't get no money because I ain't established. So I'm thirsty on the block. So in the midst of the lyrics of so much trauma in those lyrics. It's literally like genocide in there. There's like suicide in a way that you're throwing your life away, but there's a lack of of morality, but a lack of understanding. Remember, 13 on the block. How you can't know but so much when you're 13. You understand? So it's like, and I know we blame, of course, we all held accountable for our actions, but sometimes it starts from when we were really young and the environment that we were born into. But others will come from the outside and be like, you can't blame them. I did this, well, I didn't do it. You don't have the same circumstances. When I said 13 on the block, I was 13 on the block. 13, 3 o'clock in the morning on South Franklin with heroin addicts and crack addicts. And I got school in the morning. So a lot of people that are here from the Facebook, a lot of them, when I was 13 on the block at 3 or 2 in the morning, they were in the bed to go to school the next day. I would be in school with them, but I would be tired. But they didn't know I was on the block. A lot of, the people who was out there, the older people who was out there with me, they knew. But this is a horrible reality. What are you doing on the block? First of all, where your parents at? Right? Where your parents at? Why are you 13 years old? You should be in the bed getting ready for school tomorrow. Don't you got school in the morning, little boy? Yeah. So it's an unfortunate reality what happened to some children. Some children get kidnapped and sold into different slaveries, right? That sex stuff and all that. So everyone, just don't be so quick to judge everyone from their circumstances, because sometimes if you know the whole story, it'll hit you a lot different. Your mouth will drop open, because some people's story. I have a ministry called Mashiach Assembly Ministry. So I minister to people worldwide, and I hear testimonies. And I could tell you some testimonies of some sisters and brothers' stories that would have your mouth on the floor, that you'd be like, how are you even functioning? This happened to you at 13 and 12 and 14 and 15, at 8 and 9, at 7. Yeah. Life can throw a rough hand to some people. So be thankful if your hand wasn't as rough as others. Shout out to Rodney Lawrence over on Facebook. Shout out to Mia Mack over on Facebook. Hempstead, Strong Island in the building. So I'm saying that as Uncle Yahshuah, as the minister, man of the Most High. Just be really careful judging everybody with the same measure stick. Yes, Unique said, I remember those days, King. Those days gave us a lot of common sense and survival knowledge. Yeah. Why I said a child shouldn't see that much before they're even old enough to drive. I agree. Shout out to Phyllis Richards. She said, she called me handsome. Thank you, Phyllis Richards. She said, I love your platform. I lived a few blocks from Brevoort Projects from 29 years before I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. Yes, sir. My family's from Brevoort Projects, Phyllis Richard. That's where my whole family's from. On my mom's side, they're from Brevoort Projects. All right, praise y'all. And shout out to Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay, so, all right, now I just wanted to play something to set the stage for the mind frame. So that's why I'm glad the Most High preserved a lot of this music and it's stuck in that time, because it's one thing for me to tell y'all these stories. It's another thing for me to have pictures and receipts and the music that was literally written in 2005 and 6. Because most people know me now. They know Uncle Yahshuah. And to hear like, Dad, you was really, you was really living that. You was really, yeah. And I did the time to prove it. So all thanks for the Most High that he gave me a second chance to get my life right. And I will never fail him. And by failing him, fail myself. I would never let him down. To what is this? I think I probably got toothpaste on my lock. Sorry. I would never let him down, because everyone ain't given a second chance at life. So guys, if you, because I know people who are doing life bids now, They've been in there 20, 30 years. Some people just coming home after 25, 30 years. And if you had something like that over you and you got a second chance at your life, you have to be thankful of that every day and don't take it for granted. Um, don't take things for granted, guys. Don't take your little car you drive and your nice little house, your air conditioning and all that. Because there's people in other countries and here in America that don't got that, that's sleeping on the street. All right, just keep cognizant. All right, so let's get started. So I'm going to rewind a little and I'm going to go back to the jail. I'm in Nassau County Jail. It's 2007. I'm in the program now. Remember the drug program? I made it into the program now. I'm an expediter, meaning I run the meetings. I'm the head expediter. Okay. This is when I'm still trying to get someone to vouch for my credibility because they're trying to give me 25 to life. Now y'all know, people who caught up with the story, y'all know what they have put on that cop put on my record, which was false. It was horrible. So I'm in the drug program. I'm stressed out. I can't get a break. Every time I go to court, they're like 25 to life. Get them out of my courtroom. Elliot Bloom's taking me to all the district court judges. Everybody's just get them out of my courtroom. Get them out of my courtroom. They got this crap on my paperwork. I don't know what it is. So I'm in the program. The dude who run the program in the jail, Nassau County Jail, the DART program, the drug program, his name was Tim, a white guy from East Meadow. And at this point, Tim is okay with me. He don't like what's written on my record, but he kind of believed me that I'm not that way because he's seen my fruit, meaning he's seen the work I've been doing in the dorm. So he see like, this is not a bad guy. Like this guy can't be, what all this crap they saying about him in his record, right? So because of my work, because I've been there for a long time and we've been helping a lot of these kids. All right, we've been helping a lot. It's the heroin epidemic on Long Island, Strong Island, back in 2007. This is 2007, and we're helping a lot of the kids, and I can reach a lot of them because I had the gift of speaking and the genuineness, and a lot of them love me. I'm just my heart. I guess they see the Most High in me, like my ministry do, right, and like a lot of y'all do. I guess that's why y'all here. A lot of y'all. That's rocks out with 25 to life, the 25 to life family. Y'all see Uncle's a cool dude, he's a genuine guy, So I'm in the drug program we run. So they have outside people that come in to the jail and they speak. So these are people that went through the drug program. So when you're in a type of drug program, it's like a community, right? What I mean by that is once you've went through the 12-step drug program and stuff like that, and you've been clean for a certain amount of days, it's like giving back. A lot of them become speakers at meetings and stuff. And some of them volunteer to come into the jail to host the meetings, to come in and tell their testimony and their story, right? About tell their testimony and their story about how they got clean and what drug they was, under, whether it be alcohol, a drug, meaning heroin, cocaine, weed, whatever drug, or gambling too. So, because they got anonymous, gambling anonymous, alcoholic anonymous, narcotics anonymous, stuff like that. So it's like a community of people with these problems. Right? And these things are lifelong problems because when you have an addiction, you kind of have to fight it for the rest of your life because it calls you. It's a spirit. And it doesn't just leave. You have to battle that for the rest of your life. So in the program, we had outside people would come in, and we like it because it'd be a change. You get somebody from the street, they'll come in and tell their story. And so I didn't know this, but in that DART program in the jail, there was a group of people who worked on bringing outside people to the jail to talk to us, to tell us a story, to give us encouragement how we could keep going. So when that would happen, I would know, Tim would tell me, because I was running the dorm, I was the head expediter at this time. Tim would tell me, all right, tonight's meeting at the evening meeting, the 6 o'clock meeting or something, we got an outside people coming in to speak. We got an outside group. So I'll be like, all right, cool. So I'll let him know what I mean? So this time he tells me, he's like, okay, we got, outside guys coming in. So I'm there, everything set up. I started the meeting. I told everybody, I'm like, all right, we got an outside group coming in to speak, guys. Right. So everybody like, all right, all right. So then the door popped, jail door, boom. They got for those who know about jail. Well, this, cause we in the dorm. Nah, not a cell. Usually it'd be the gate pops. Bing, when you're on the tiers in the cell, the gate. But we in the dorm. So it's this big metal door, like boom, they pop the lock and then boom. So the door pop, boom. So we look and they walk in. Usually about, 2 or 3 of them, they come in from the outside. So they have the outside clothes on. So it's a hard thing to see because these people who come in to speak to us, they're free. They have their freedom. That hits different, especially when you're facing a long time. Now, when you're short, you might have a county bullet, meaning 8 months, 6 months, or you might have state time, maybe 1 or 2 years. You can see light at the end. But when you got life at the end, or you trying to face in 25 of life, or 15 of life, or 20, 30, that hits different. Seeing people come in from the outside with their street clothes on, right? And knowing they just eating all type of food, right? And then when they finish, they get to leave out. That hurts. That used to hurt me every time. They get to leave out because your mind start be like, man, I wish, like, guys, you really cherish your freedom when you really lose it. Now, I don't mean a regular bid, meaning a regular, I got 2 to 6 years, 3 to 6 years. I got 2 to 5. I got 5 years. You still see light, 5 years. Okay, that's a long time, but my lights ain't out. I still see my freedom. I just got to make it through these 5 years. Now I'm talking about when you got 10, 15, 20 and better, lights out, when you got life it's like freedom becomes priceless. Something we take for granted every day becomes priceless. You literally like, so I would watch them go out and my life is like it's over, right? Because I'm facing 25 and they not coming up off it. I'm looking like I'm gonna be doing this 25, right? And I'm seeing them, they come, they talk in the meeting, and then they leave out. And I remember they get their coats on if it's winter and stuff. And they, they talk to Tim and they say goodbye to everybody. And my mind is like, man, they walking out. They get to go to the cafeteria and get food. They get to go outside to their car. If they got a girl at home, like they get, and my mind would just be like, life. It's like you appreciate the life that you took for granted, the everyday things. Well, all of us every day, well, I don't anymore. That's why I'm telling y'all this. I don't take none of it for granted. I ain't never it's like I just walked out the doggone cage yesterday. I keep that at the forefront of my mind. I ain't never going to forget because I don't want to ever return back again. All right. So I don't forget. I'm thankful that I got this doggone pear right here. And it came out of a refrigerator and I could drink this cranberry juice. You ain't getting this cranberry juice. The devil's a lie. If they did give you some cranberry juice, Q dog, you already know that's some cranberry. I don't know what's in that cranberry. Where they made that at? What kind of cranberry juice is this? You'd be like, what is this? Cranberry juice. Cranberry juice. Eat it. Drink it. What kind of cranberry this come from? The cranberry from hell? Like, where this come from? The devil's nectar? So it's no joke. Jail ain't no joke. So so Q Dog said no cars, no females, no money, no chilling. I know the feeling, fam. I've been through it. So again, Yavan said cranberry toilet wine. I know that's right. So again, so now I'm just setting the stage because during this 25, while I was in there, when I didn't think, it's like, that's why I say it feels like the living dead. That's something you shouldn't have to experience, man. I mean, if you do something and it requires that, then you did it and you stand in it, you did something really bad and but something little thing making a mistake, I ain't did nothing bad. You know what I mean? And I ain't, kill nobody, nothing crazy like that. So, but anyway, so I'm setting the stage because I want y'all to understand the mentality. Good storytelling is to take the listener and to put them in the car with you, the ride with you emotionally. So, so Q Dog said, life stops behind bars. Yes, a standstill. So the door popped, boom, and in come the people. And I look, and walking in with Tim, I see Demetrius. And I'm like, is that D? And I'm like, now Demetrius, at that time, he was hanging with Daddy U and Magoo. Shout out to Goo and all them. You know, they was running together, but Demetrius lived on the first floor in my 50 side of Parkside Projects. I lived on the third floor of 50 side of Parkside Projects. Demetrius lived on the first floor of my building, right? So he lived right in my building. Okay. And he, day one elementary school and all that, middle school, high school, it's a Hempstead thing, right? So I'm like, and so Demetrius walks in and they talking Tim and everybody. And so people were coming up to him. They was calling him Darius, Darius, right? So that's why I know they was calling him Darius, Unique. And I didn't know. So I'm like, Demetrius, right? So he was talking to everything. And he looked and he was like, Rob? And I'm like, yo. So Tim looking like the owner of the program. He like, you know him? And Demetrius like, yeah, I know him. That's Rob. That's my man. So he came like, yo, Rob. And I'm like, yo, D, what's good? He like, what you doing there? I'm like, yo, I'm screwed. He like, oh, you in the program? I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, yeah. I said, I run the program. He's like, what you mean? I was like, yo, I'm the head expediter. He said, for real? I'm like, yeah. He said, well, Demetrius like, I run the thing outside. I bring some of the people in to speak with Tim. He worked for he worked in the building in Hempstead that the task program was in. The technical street alternative to technical alternative to street crime unit. The one that I'm going to now, I'm not in it yet. Later, I'm doing a hindsight. I found out he worked in the same building that is in Hempstead. It was on Fulton Street, right by Terrace Avenue, across from the old store that used to be called Robbins. For anybody that want to know where that's at in Hempstead. Remember Robbins, that little store that, I remember Robbins. We used to steal out of Robbins when we was little kids. Robbins, but across the street, that strip, the building was in there. Okay. So now we Demetrius, so he like, yo, so I'm like, yeah. So he like, so how long? And so I was telling him my situation. And he's like, oh man, well, I'll let Tim know that, who you are. And Demetrius knew, they know me. He knew me. So Unique said, King, I checked myself into Nassau County 30-day drug program because I wanted to understand my baby mother and what made people do anything for those drugs. I understand what you said. We didn't like selling drugs back then. I felt I had to survive. I never told you that. It was crazy how people would rob their parents for $10 and their parents would forgive them. And then they would take $25. He said, that's crazy. Unique said, my man, Kumo D, that's Demetrius, Mr. Good Guy. He used to talk about you every day. That's how I found out where you were at. Shout out to, this is a salute to Demetrius. Q Dog said it's 175 Fulton Avenue in Hempstead. That's who I'm talking about, Q Dog. Yep. So he was in that building. So that's why, guys, everyone who watches worldwide, these stories are all true because you see, I have people that are still there. They know the place. I can't remember the addresses and stuff, but these people were there. So when I tell these stories, these people were there. They know. So I can't make up something. They know. I can't pick it up here and talk about I was doing this or I was that. They'll be like, no, man, this is the line. They'll be like, I'm out of here, right? They'd be like, Raw on YouTube lying. He on YouTube stunting. He over there got, nah. So they keep coming back because, see, so that's another receipt. That's a real life receipt that, they seen that I was living that kind of life and these things happen. And now they can see the transformation, right? They see me like, that's why I know a lot of them when they first came, they're like, now I know he's fronting. We're out there just trying to be YouTuber. Now they see, though, you really serious. Like, you really sold out to God, right? You really a man of God? Nah. Right? I know Q Dog is like, man, Rod, stop fronting. You know, doggone well you down there in Florida smashing something. you know doggone well you doing something right. Ain't nowhere in the world. Yep, Q. Now he's trying to see over time. He see from the stories and he see like, Dad, Rod, you really, really did it. Yeah, Q. I changed it. I changed my life around. And tonight y'all gonna see some of the struggle, the beginning of it happening. And next week, I'm going to have pictures and receipts. And I'm going to show y'all the stuff. I'm going to show y'all so that with the story, I'm going to show y'all what I was doing and everything so y'all can see. And it's not okay. So you're going to see the suffering, the sacrifice, the dying to the self, the struggling. Shout out to Adrana Yah. The struggling and everything to become this righteous moral man, to why I'm so sold out. And it's not a game. It's not a joke. I struggled so bad to the point where I didn't even have food. I didn't have food for 6 months. Okay? Food. Now y'all know, if you want to make a man or a woman, push them to their brink, let their ribs touch. Let them not have food to eat. And you'll watch them go back, do whatever they can to survive. But I had a covenant with the Most High because he gave me a second chance at my life with this 25 life. He did it, nobody else. So I had to be willing to die to serve him because I felt like my life ain't my own no more. Shout out to Shamika in the building. I felt like my life wasn't my own because he gave me a second chance. And I knew he wanted me to do a work for him to help his children as much as I can in the world, to help them try to not make the mistake that I made. And it's a selfless thing, It ain't no bag in it and all that. It's just doing right. Love your neighbor as yourself. And it's a hard thing to do when you're struggling. It's not so hard, being a philanthropist when you got millions of dollars and you got the comfy life. Yeah, you can go and give to a school. You can go talk and you can go fly your plane somewhere, go to this country and talk to the poor people and give out stuff. And, oh, that's all good and glorious. But let your ribs be touching when you ain't even got food to eat. And then you're going to go there and try to help someone else when you starving? That's a whole nother level of service. It's a whole nother level. And the Most High put me through that because he wanted to make sure I was going to die to all of it. He wanted to make sure, are you willing to be poor? You know what it feels like to be poor, and you stop that for yourself as a child by going on that block, by going on the street. I'm 13 on the block. I got the knife and the heat. 13 on the block. Pop 2 shots for Pop. Palace Mob in the spot. They love when we in the cat. More chicks on the block. More coochie on the block. They like, is that Reynolds? Is E in the back? Is Sean back in town? Is we in the cat? See? Is we in the lack? I heard y'all in the cat. So again, my stories, you see? So these stories within the rap, you hear the trauma. You hear the reality. You mean 13 on the block? Yeah. Thirsty too. Thirsty. See, the thirsty part, when I said 13, thirsty, that means in street slang, thirsty means you're starving. See, thirsty and hungry is synonyms in the street slang. If someone's thirsty, I mean, he's in lack. He's starving. So I didn't say 13 on the block and doing good. said thirsty. That hits different when you understand. So that means I have to be, I'm hungry. And my other song, Poor Little Ghetto, Poor Little Child, I said, I got no dough, I'm hungry. I got no hope. See, poor little ghetto, poor little child. Okay, so with those rhymes, with me writing those lyrics, it leads up to understanding why this person would be in this mess. While becoming an adult and a young adult, why you would be in this life, why you would be making these songs about, we got the ratchet and I got, you know, Mac 11's on repeat when I'm all in them, stuff like that. It's because from a child, all you know is trauma and lack and degradation. They took the men out the homes. They took the leaders out the community. They killed all the leaders. They killed all the leaders from the generations before. They wiped out the Black Panthers. They killed Martin Luther King. They killed Malcolm X. They killed Medgar Evers. They killed Fred Hampton. They killed, you see, they killed all those who would have came before to build something in, and left the children in the street with crack and heroin and liquor and Jesus, just be real, and churches and stuff. And the things that, so I'm not doing no crybaby. This ain't no wham wham fest. It's just painting a picture of the reality of some, shout out to Ozzy Claxton in the building, of some of us that grew up like Ozzy in Terrace Ave projects, Terra Ave, the Eldorados. I grew up on Parkside projects. We seen crack and heroin every day. Now, Ozzy might have had a little better than me because maybe he had his mom in the house, or maybe a dad. I don't know his story, But guess what? I can guarantee you, if Ozzy had a mom and she made sure she took care of him, I guarantee you, next door or two houses down, one of his little homies didn't have no mom, or his mom was a crackhead or a heroin addict, or his dad was, you see? So we still live the reality. You still outside playing with them. It doesn't excuse the mistakes and the errors, but thank the Most High for second chances. That's what I'm saying. All right. So Q-Dog said, real talk, I'm sad we can't chill no more and bump music. You my fam. Yeah, I love you too, Q. All right, so now, so Demetrius, he talked in the program, he did his thing, and I was like, wow, I was impressed. He told the story. I didn't even know he was in that program. I didn't know he went to jail. I knew none of that. But apparently he must have got, shout out to Kirby Wright Sr. in the building. But apparently he must have got arrested sometime while I was out there doing my thing and went through the program. Because I know, they used to sniff coke, right? So I understand. I know that because back then I used to sell it to them. Unique, no, right? So a lot of the people in my hood and stuff, even the cool dudes, they used to sniff coke. Y'all know people either you're gonna be drinking alcohol, smoking weed, sniffing coke. This back in the early 2000s, 90s, and stuff like that. So I understood when he told his story, he had a story because they used to sniff coke. You know what I mean? Unique did too. You know what I mean? I did too one time when I was really young, but I didn't like to sniff because it used to burn my nose. When I traveled back in the stories, back when I go back in the days, yeah, this back in 1987 and all that stuff, when we was at the 98 posse at the peak, and that's when it started. Even when crack started, praise the Most High, I didn't like how it smelled. Because when crack first came, the cool dudes was putting it in their weed. That's what Wu-Tang talk about it. They call it woolers, woolly, a woolly. And praise the Most High, I didn't like how it smelled, so I never tried it. Some of them who tried it got messed up, right? So, but there, the coke thing. So we was young, it was cool. You know, it was cool. Like the young kids, probably it's cool to do drugs now, probably to the young kids. But when I would sniff the coke when we was young, I would sniff it and it would burn. Like you know, you sniff it in your nose, and it would. My eyes started watering. The thing like, it would hurt. I didn't like it, so I used to try to front. Now this is funny. I used to try to front because as children we give into peer pressure, right? And it was a cool thing to sniff coke. So our crew used to get the coke. So, you know, they'd be like, you know, come on, you know, so we put it, you have a dollar bill and stuff, you put it in a dollar bill, and then you take it and you sniff it, right? And so I used to front because you have to act, see, that's what I meant by peer pressure and stuff, or environment. So I didn't like it, but at that time I'm like, okay, I gotta act. So I used to, you know, we'd be in a hallway, something they do it, and I'll take it and I'll put it in my nose. Sometimes I used to fake it. I'll take a little bit, I'll try to like and sniff up a little because it burned, man. It used to tear me up. I'm like, and then your eyes start watering and all that stuff. And I'm like, I didn't like it. It burned too much, right? But I'm fronting, right? I'm trying to front. So I remember one time, listen, Unique, remember that time? Well, I don't know if you was hanging with us then, but Radamez, shout out to Sean. So shout out to Sean. We was at Radamez's house in the buildings, and this when they started the lines. I guess we get this, no disrespect from the white community. So they, you know, line is when you take the cocaine and you put it on the glass or on the table and make a whole white line, and then you're supposed to take a straw or take your nose and go and do the whole. Oh, if one little thing put up burn, these fools wanted to start doing lines, right? So I remember I'm like, but then it's like you look like a wuss if you can't do it. See what I mean by fronting? And this is what I'm saying about the environment, and peer pressure is no joke. So guys, you have to understand the psychology of people, even children, to understand how they get in this mess to the point. Like a lot of people, young children taking all these drugs, K2 and all that, because the others are taking it. It's their culture now, their environment. And if you separate and don't understand that there was something going on when you came up too, and whether you participated or not, or you survived it or not, you know, determines where you at now. But that's why we at least not forget. That's why we're called not to forget, to understand and to be able to be empathetic, compassionate, and place yourself to understand, okay, I don't know what it's like to smoke no K2 or take no Molly, Percocet, or even what's the ecstasy pill? I didn't even take ecstasy. I remember when ecstasy pills came and tore through everybody, they was on E-pills, and I never took it. So I don't even know what that experience. But I know from when I came up, I know what weed did, I know what coke did. I seen crack do its thing, and I never touched heroin, praise y'all, and I never touched crack. But I did touch coke when we was little. Now we little guys, what was we Unique? I don't know, we like 13, 14 and stuff, right? And it was popular. So I remember we had Sean in the house and they doing the line. So now it's my turn. Now I got a front, right? And I go and I take the little straw thing and I do the line. Like, oh, if a little thing hurt doing that whole line, oh my goodness. It just, you might as well stab me in the eye with a knife. Now, because I didn't like that. And then another thing that the Most High did, he didn't allow me to get high off of it. So I never understood what my brothers felt when they would do it. So what I mean by that is I would get numb. So the nose would get numb, like, and then your throat, it would drip numb in your throat, your saliva, when you swallow, it would be numb. But I never got high. So nothing ever happened. I would just be numb. They call it frozen. And praise the Most High. I think the Most High did that for me because I never got high, meaning to be like weed, I got high, right? Liquor, I got drunk, right? I felt the effects. I'm high on weed. I'm high, right? High, right? And then got the munchies laughing and, you know, that's the old weed back in the days. And then liquor, you get drunk, right? To the point you throwing up, I'll never do it again, God. I'll never do it again. You hurling, right? We used to call it Earl. We learned later it's hurl. We used to call it Earl. We going to see Earl. Go call Earl. That's what we would, right? So, but with the coke thing, I never got high. So the fact that I never got high and then it burned, I was like, I just can't do this. I had this. I'm out. I'm out. But now, what did get me when we go back later? At one time, we started putting coke, the weed, that coke on our weed. Now that had me smoking it. Call it a lace blunt or wet blunt. Not wet. Wet was that crack stuff, but a lace blunt, a laced. I mean, lacing it with coke. Now, and I had to wean myself off that addiction. So when I'm in the program, even though I'm not addicted to these drugs, I can relate because there was a time I was addicted as a child. And I, praise the Most High, was strong enough to break myself off the drugs, myself, to do it myself. Not everyone has that power, all right? Even the weed itself, I got myself off all of it. Okay. Unique said, yeah, Chachi had us both doing live. Yeah, Chachi, I think he got it from his big brother. Chachi had us doing that stuff. All right. All right. So yeah, there was Corona black blunts, and then we used to put the cocaine on the inside, on the outside, and put liquor. Remember that Chachi had us doing that too. Dipping it in liquor, Hennessy, and wetting it, and then putting when I go back in the days, this horrible stuff, guy. This stuff done to the children of the Most High. Look who I am now. Look who I'm supposed to be. Look how sharp my mind is. Look at my gift of oration and the gift that I had trying to reach the Most High's children around the world. He sent those drugs to try to destroy. See, if we get them to curse themselves to destroy, and it's because I had no dad. I had no. So again, I'm poor little ghetto, poor little child. I'm lost. I'm finding my way. It's a little lion cub in the jungle, trying to find his way and make it to adulthood. And you got hyenas and jaguars and alligators. You got everything trying to kill it. This is why they took the fathers out of the home. All right, now. So anyway, Demetrius is telling his story, and I understood because I knew that he was addicted to coke. Because back then I was one he was buying. I was selling it to him too back then. You know what I mean? Now I did my time for any crime I committed back then. All right, that's what this story is talking about, the testimony of the life that I used to live. All right, so now, anyway, so Demetrius was like, how, you good? And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm drawing in here. He's like, you need money in your books? I said, nah, I got money. And he's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, because I told him, like, I ain't got nobody in New York. You know what I mean? I don't get no visits. And he was like, well, I'll come visit you. He said, I'll come visit you. And I was like, you know what I mean? Good looking, man, because I don't get to go down to the visiting room. They call it the dance floor. So yes, thank you, Kirby. Right? He says, blessings that you broke that curse. All praise to the Most High. Yeah. So he said, I'll come visit you. Then he said, you need money? And I said, nah, I'm good, because I was selling drawing. I was drawing for people for the holidays, and I was meaning they would come get me to play spades, and I wouldn't gamble, but they would pay me because I would win. So I was gifted at spades. So I made money off the spades, and I made money off drawing. So I was straight, and I was cutting hair at one time, but then I wasn't. I was learning on the spot, but then the Spanish, you know how they'll settle for a decent cut until a real barber come in the dorm. Some real barbers came in, it was a wrap. I lost all my clientele because I taught myself. They thought I knew how to do it. I did it. I was learning while I'm doing it. But then the real barbers came in, and they was they professionals. So, but yeah. So anyway, Demetrius, I said, nah, I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good on finances. So he would come through and everything. He was trying to help me with my case, but he realized, like, I can't do nothing about this. I said, yeah, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing. All right, so bang. So now I'm gonna go back to the program. Okay. So now I'm gonna fast forward. I'm out of the Nassau County Jail. I made it to the Phoenix House drug program in Lake Ronkonkoma. I'm in the male's house and there's a female house. Shamika's in the female house. Shout out to Shamika. And I'm a driver. I'm driving the van. So I drive everybody around to their court dates. So I got the van. I'm out the house every day from the morning to the evening till they come back. Everybody come back that's got to go to court or to programs like the social service building or welfare, anything they got to do. I'm one of them. I drive, right? So I got access to be out the house to make moves. So here we go. I guess we get into the story of the thumbnail, Dr. Death. So I my goal, I thought I was staying in New York. I didn't know the Most High was gonna make me leave to New York and stuff and never come back. I didn't know all that. So I was trying to be a truck driver. So I'm like, I need to do something because I'm driving. I like driving. I like moving. I don't like sitting in a building. I don't like a job where I'm stuck in a building. Like I'm the type of human being that likes to be free, So I need, if I'm gonna work, I need to have movement, driving, doing something. I'm a hard worker, insanely hard worker. But if I'm stuck all day at a desk in the building, it's gonna get to me after a while. I gotta be free. Right? So that's why jail just do me dirty because I'm a type that has to be free. So put me in a cage, I'm self-destructing. That's why I start to look bad. My face breaks out, my countenance, everything. I look crazy. I look really, really bad. When some people get the glow, I get the opposite. I'm the animal that starts to die in that cage. I can't, I kill myself clawing to get out. I need freedom. So I'm one of those creatures. Children of the Most High. So I go and I go to get my CDL. So I take all the tests. I'm in Suffolk County, and I passed the CDL. I actually passed the commercial driver's license to get the double trailers. Those who have the 2 18-wheelers stuck, I passed that too because I went above and beyond. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna get it all before I leave. So I was setting the stage. So when I do leave this program, I could actually have a job that makes a decent income because I made so much money in the streets that I knew it'd be a problem if I had to struggle with me struggling with some job and the temptation to go back to hustling again. So I was like, I got to do something where I can make a decent bag and something that'll keep me busy. So I know if I do CDL driving truck, I mean, you gone, you driving all through. So you busy and you always working and you're not stagnant. I'm not there in New York and you make a decent bag. You make a good bag. So I'm like, all right, I can still, get a family and get a house. So I was setting the stage. So I passed my CDL. I got all that, right? Bang. So now okay, so let's get to the story with the thumbnail. So now as I said in the program, I was this at the time from last week or the week before with Steph. So I got the phone. Steph is hooking me up. I'm going to Steph's house because now I've been in the program for a while, so I got you. I think you get home, you get visits to go. So I put Steph down as like a family member, so I can go see her. I think it's every 2 weeks. I forgot. Shamika remember that. You could go and visit. People go home and visit their people and stuff. So Steph hooked it up where I could go to her house, and I just have free time to be at her house while she's at work, right? So so at this time, I'm preparing to leave because I probably got like a year left or something. So you have to transition your way out, right? You have to get a job and all that. So I'm setting up stuff. So when I'm going to the library. I'm on the library at the library, and I'm trying to. I remember my password to the Facebook thing, and that's how I found my little brother Joey found me, but then Starcrimes found me. Because you know how when you go online, I think the green thing pop up to let people know you're online, and I never be on social media, right? I'm not a social media dude. I wasn't. Now I'm teaching the word, so I'm all over social media. But then my whole life I was never that dude. So when I popped on the line, people started reaching out, seeing me, and Starcrimes was one. So he reached out like, "Yo, Luch," like, "Yo," and I'm like, "Yo, Star," he like, "What you doing?" I let him know I'm in the program thing and everything. So I guess we must exchange numbers or something. So I was in contact with Starcrime. So now, at this stage, I don't remember all the details. Star might remember more than me, but I I was trying to get myself together to come home, and Star was like, "Yo," so because Star we was still doing the record deal with Dipset. Star said he here. Shout out to Star Crime, Star Foreign Star, Star the Gift in the building. He said, "Yo, I'm here." Shout out to Star the Gift in the building. So Star, he he always was trying to help me, right? Star's a good dude. So he always, he was always, like always got something popping. He always got something shaking, right? But Star was legit. So the thing with Star was he wasn't selling drugs or nothing, because Star had already did a New York State prison bid, right? He already got locked down for years before. So Star was legit. You know what I mean? He was working, like he worked and he had like work connections. You know what I mean? I never had those connections because I was always in the street. You know what I mean? So I don't have no connections. So Star, he found out my situation. So and I don't remember all the particulars. I'm sure he might remember a little more than me, or he might not, because we've been through so much. But he was like, "Yo, I can hook you up." Now, Star might remember more than me. He was like, "Yo, Luch, I could hook you up." He's like, I could hook you up with this system in Brooklyn that can get you a job with the city, like good, some of them good jobs, you know what I mean? That good stuff, you know what I mean? Benefits, all that. He's like, I could hook you up with this some program thing, because Star always had connections. He was doing this thing in the community type of thing. He always had connections like that. So he was like, I could hook you up in Brooklyn, and then we can get you a spot. We get you a house, a spot in Brooklyn, so you'll have something for the courts. Like you'll have the job lined up, you'll have the housing lined up for the courts. You know what I mean? So you could get free. You know what I mean? So you can. And he's like, and then you here, then I come scoop you, and we do this, Taliban. We do the Dipset thing. We do our music, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? Star was hooking me up. So he said he hooked it up. I can't remember all the detail, but I remember he was like, "Yo, Luch, I hooked it up." Now we on the phone. I'm talking from the library. Like, no, I think I got my cell phone, but I'm talking to him. I'm in the program though. I'm probably driving or something. So he like, I hooked it up. You got an appointment. Now he might remember. I don't remember all the details, but he said we got to be in Brooklyn. We got to be in Brooklyn, and you're gonna meet the guy. And this guy ran this guy in Brooklyn. Star no more than me. He ran this whole, I don't know, it's like politics community. It's like a black people thing where the black people are looking out for each other in this. I don't know. It's just connections, man. It's like community. I call it community connections. I never had those. I was always the type. I was always by myself in the street, and I didn't have no connections. So, and I was never connected. There you go. Star said it was the gang intervention program. Thank you, Star. See, I knew Star knew more than he always was connected like that. So thank you, Star. So it was the gang intervention program. All right. See, I don't even remember. That's why I text you, Star, and let you know like I'm doing something tonight, because I knew it'd be things I wasn't able to explain that you knew, because you was the one hooking me up. So Star said it was the gang intervention program. So now he hooked me up. So and I don't remember this part, Star. I just remember I had to put in because you got to put into the program while you need to go out. Like it's a pass to leave, and it has to be either for a visit family or something. It has to be for something. And I told them that it was for something, for a job, for, career thing, for me to get out, to start my transition out. So they approved it. So I set it up with Star, and I don't remember how. Maybe Star can remember. He could tell me. Because I know he took me, and I rode in his car. That's when you had the silver Magnum, the Magnum, Dodge Magnum, with the rims, with the silver rims on the 5 stars. And so I don't remember how, but I think the van dropped me off in Brooklyn or something. I don't remember how I got in your car, Star. I don't remember. I can't remember the details. But somehow I met with Star. I don't know if it was in Queens or you met me in Brooklyn or something. But I remember I was in the car. I remember I was in the Magnum, and we going to Brooklyn. So Star's taking me to meet the people in Brooklyn in the gang intervention program. I don't even remember what part of Brooklyn that was. Maybe it was downtown Brooklyn. I don't even remember that. Star, you might remember. So I remember, though, I'm riding with my boy. So I'm riding with Starcrimes. It feels good because I've been you remember, guys, I was facing 25 to life, right? So my life was over. So I made it to the program, and I had some freedom from the Most High that I was a driver in the program. So I'm used to being out, but I ain't used to being with my boy in a whip, like free, like I'm free, and we driving through Brooklyn, and it's sunny out, and it's the afternoon. And if y'all don't know about Brooklyn, let me tell you something about Brooklyn. Brooklyn is the home of some beautiful women. At least back then it was. And when it's warm in New York, a little is just kind of turning spring, they be everywhere. It's like a fashion, a beauty pageant walking the streets. Like, it's crazy. Starcrimes said crazy facts, crazy. And we riding in the silver Magnum with the windows down, with the system, and the sun shining. And I got my boy Star, and he playing his songs, he playing the joints he making for Taliban, Dipset, and I'm like, yo, it just felt good to have freedom. So Star was taking me to Brooklyn. So we go to Brooklyn, we get there and everything, and then we get to the building. So Star takes me in the building. So we go in, it's like a big building, like office building, big building though. And we go in there, and we go in, and he takes me to Unique said, peace. I just talked to Demetrius. He about to check in, King. That's what's up. Because I'm about to tell a story about him. Yeah, tell him to check in there, because I'm about to get to his story too. So we go in the building thing, and Star, he introduced me to this older man. And the man, this is a New York, Brooklyn thing. Brooklyn is a little different. Like, everywhere you come from, Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, Strong Island, Staten Island, stuff, they're all different temperatures, different energy. You know what I mean? Brooklyn had that energy, especially where Star got me at, where they looking out for one another, right? They looking out for the gang intervention program. They looking out for what they call them, the prison, transition for prisoners, that type of community thing where they looking out, try to help you out with medical, housing, to get the, transition back to society type of thing. So Star's hooking me up. So we go in, we there, and Star was with me. He waited with me. Then I finally, the dude came out. It was an older dude. He looked like he's probably in his 60s. So Brooklyn. You see, he was so Brooklyn, right? So he like, so he pulled me in. I go in, I meet with the dude. I sit down with him. He tell me some of my story. I tell him my story. He rocking with me. Right? So he like, all right, I got you. Right? And I'm not used to this. And this is what we need, guys, as a people. So the system, right? The powers that be, or whatever, the serpent seed, they want to destroy the so-called Black people to not have community, to not look out for one another. They want us to be crabs in a barrel, right? And suck each other down, right? But when we do come together and look out, it's a good thing, because it makes you feel good, because we live our life with nobody ever really caring, right? Society's all against us. So it felt really good to have this older Black man. He looked like he was in his 60s or something. to be like, all right, I got you. He was like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. He said, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. He said, I'm gonna hook you up. Now listen to this, Star. And then you're gonna know this part of the story you don't know, Star. So he's like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hook you up. He said, there's a program that I'm gonna get you in. He said, but I'm gonna get you in this way. I'm going to get you in through the medical because you have to have a way in. He's hooking me up for something that would have hooked me up for life. Listen, guys. He said, and I'm glad I ain't saying nobody's name. I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no buildings. So nobody can get in trouble for this. Okay. I don't even know if that stuff still exists anyway. But we ain't saying no names or nothing for them doing this with this system. So he's like, I'm gonna get you plugged in. He said, but the way that I'm gonna get you in is through the medical because I have to have a way to get you in. He says, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get it in your record that you have. I don't know if it's called scoliosis. It's this thing that they say you have where your back is something with your back and in your system where you have something and it's permanent. You have scoliosis, something like it'll flare up. So you really can't work. You can't work hard labor, right? And you get a medical thing. And once they get it on your records, it's stamped, but it has to be put there by a medical doctor. It's a condition. And he said, you have to make sure that you're okay with having this on your record because he was like, you'll be able to get medical stuff and benefits forever, but you won't be able to go out there and be doing some crazy job because if someone ever found out that you out there swinging from poles and doing all this crazy stuff and you're supposed to have that scoliosis thing on your record, you could lose your position, like your thing. So he's like, so if you but with this, with this, you'll be able to get funding, you'll get everything. He was like, and I can get you everything, I can get you housing, I can get you. He was hooking me up, Star. So I was like, he said, so I said, yeah, I've been working on, I want to hook up. I've been working all my life and doing all this crazy stuff, hustling stuff. Yeah, I'm ready to get a good job. Because he was like, I can get you a good job, like real good job, like me. That's what he said. Because he said, I got it, right? Like it's in my on my record. So I got my housing, I got this and that, and he got this job. He's like one of the directors of the thing. So he's like, I got the office and I don't gotta do the heaviest thing I lift is this pen, you know what I mean? Type of stuff. So he was hooking me up, Star. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah. And he said, then we could get you a housing. He said, we're gonna get you the housing in Brooklyn. He said, once you get all that, he said, I'm gonna send you to a doctor. Now, all right, here we go. I'm gonna send you to a doctor. And once I send you to the doctor, you come back. And when you come back, once you have that, the doctor's thing, then you come back. Then he said, he said, you come back, I think it was like 2 weeks or something. He said, come back in like 2 weeks. And by then I'll have everything set up with your position to get you a job, to get you housing, to get all of it. Foreign Star to give, formerly Starcrimes, hooked me up. Okay. So I was like, and I needed it, guys, because it was just like, finally I have like a way to be legit. I always wanted to be legit. Y'all would know that I always wanted to be legit, but I never had the connections. Life is about connections. That's why we're called to assemble. But the enemy, the serpent seed, wants to keep us divide and conquer. No man could be an island by himself. It takes a village. It takes a connection. You can't do it by yourself. You can only do but so much and go so far by yourself. You're going to need a helping hand at some shape, form, or fashion. That's why I try to help everybody that I can. You're going to need a helping hand. Shout out to daughter of Yah, Mashiach, Yavana. So Shout out to Demetrius in the building. Shout out to Darius in the building. I just told a little story about you, D, but I'm about to, after I finish this, I'm about to get to the other part about you. And this part you don't know. I never told you this. You did something for me, D. The Most High had you do something for me that you have no idea what you did. You're going to find out tonight. It's so instrumental in me becoming who I am now. And you don't even know. So shout out to D Gore in the building. So again, that's tying into right where I'm at in this story. The Most High sent Demetrius to help me too. And he don't even know that he helped me. And Star was helping me. And Star don't know the magnitude. I know Star was probably just doing it as my man, you know. Star good people. That's just, you know, he a good dude. That's just how he is. Now we a hot mess in the street, you know. We make mistakes, but it don't mean we're not good people in the heart. Star a good dude. You feel me? So anyway, so the old dude was like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna hook you up. He even went so far as to say, they saying welcome to you, Demetrius. Everybody's saying welcome to you. So he went so far as to say, I might even get you a job in this building, right? This old dude was hooking me up. I told him my story, and he received me. He received me. He received, like, I got you. You know what I mean? Like, he believed me, and that meant a lot to me. And I spent that whole time in jail trying to get, you know, my identity vouched for. You know what I mean? That's why it helped when Demetrius came into the jail, when he was speaking in the jail. And he knew, he like, nah, this Ra, good dude. So I know he's able to tell Tim, you know, Tim knew, he could tell from my works that I was good, but I know Demetrius, because he respected Demetrius, Tim and them. They respected Demetrius. So I know Demetrius saying like, nah, Ra, good dude. Like, you know, so, and that helped just to see a friendly face in there, someone I know who care for me, you know, some of my people, day ones, you know, no, none. So anyway, so I'm in the office with the dude in Brooklyn right now. Let me double back because this gonna make importance to the story. Now, oh, that's right. No, I had a car. That's how I met. That's how I met Star. Now I got a car. Okay, so I set up everything in the program. This is Phoenix House. Now, right now, the story now I'm talking about, I'm in Phoenix House, D. This is after I left 10 program, the dark program in the jail. So when you watch it back, you'll see the beginning part talked about you when you came in the dark program to speak in the jail. All right, but I'm about to tell another part when I was in the Phoenix House and something you did for me that you don't even know, the magnitude of it. So now I'm gonna go back. I'm in the program and I'm setting out the paperwork for me to go do this thing because Star told me that we going to Brooklyn to meet the thing. So I forgot this part. So I got Steph. I told Steph, I need your car, right? So I'm like, I need your car because I got to go to Brooklyn and I got to go get this thing so I can get a house and I can get hooked up for a job so I can get out the program. Now, Steph, she was like, all right, I'm going to give you my car. But she didn't want to. She was hesitant. But Steph loved me. She would do anything for me. And she like, I'm going to give you my car, but you have to be back at 5 p.m. to pick me up from work. Because I'm giving you my car, so I'm stuck. She's like, I usually go out to lunch to eat or go home to eat. So I'm going to be stuck at this office all day. I got no car. So make sure you back at 5 p.m. to pick me up. And I'm like, okay, I got you. I'll be back 5 p.m. And she kept saying, make sure, do not leave me stuck and stranded because she said her parents were all on a vacation and she had nobody to come pick her up. She would be stuck. And she said one of her pet peeves, that's why she have her own car. She don't like waiting. Start a gift city on YouTube now. So she said, one of her pet peeves is being left. Like like she don't like waiting for people, right? That's why she got her own car. So she kept stressing it, guys. I mean, to the point where it was like, she's like, do not leave me stranded, Rashawn. Do not. And I'm like, Dad, step, chill out. Like, she says, yes, I got issues with this. I got issues. This is my issue. Like, this is the biggest issue that I got. Do not leave me stuck. Do not be here 5 p.m. I'm like, okay, I will be there 5 p.m. So the day comes, I get up early. I guess the van, I forgot how it works. It drops me off. And I think it took me to Steph. However, I got the car. I remember I get to Steph's house. It's in the morning. I'm there, whatever. She's still getting dressed. We go out, we get in the car. She got her little white Suzuki little car. It's a nice, clean, new car, little Suzuki. And we get in the car. I'm like, so I fix the seat. I'm going to be driving. She gets in. She got her work clothes on. I drive her to her job. She, I get out. I'm like, thank you, Steph. Thank you so much. She like, I got you. Go handle this. Be back here 5 p.m. Rashawn. I'm like, I got you. She said, look, it's desolate. It's a little strip. It's a little mall thing, only 2 buildings in the middle of nothing in Suffolk County. She's like, do not leave me out here. 5 p.m. So I'm like, 5 p.m. So I start to pull up. She's like, 5 p.m. I'm like, Steph, 5 p.m. She goes in the building. I pull off. Now I'm headed to go see Starcrimes. I think I'm meeting them in Brooklyn, if I remember correctly. I don't remember the detail. I know Star don't remember all the details. So, but I meet Star somehow. I don't know what I did, but I know I don't remember. Sometimes things are blurry. I remember I was in his car. Maybe we parked that car and I got in his car. I remember he stopped at the food truck thing, the little thing on the street. So I know I was in his car. I remember riding and all the girls, and I was riding with my boy. It just felt good. So anyway, so I had to point that part out because I got a car. So we in the office. I meet the old man. He tell me, he says, okay, I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna send you to my doctor, and he's gonna give you the paper that's gonna validate that you have scoliosis. So now I can get you into all these programs medically. I can get you your housing. I can get you all this stuff. I'm getting the hookup. This is the Black Ghetto Brooklyn hookup. Star connected. Star was connected. Right? This ain't no crime. These all working people, but they finagle in the system, right? They do that in politics. Sorry, they do that all over, every hospital, all whatever. So, all right, now the Star hooked me up. So the dude is like, bang. So now it's So when we got there, I think we got there early, probably 9 in the morning, something like that. So by the time, it took a while we was in there for me to see the dude. So now by the time I see the dude, it's probably 10:30. That took probably like a half an hour or more. We talking. Then when we came out, Star was out in the waiting area waiting, and we came out, and the old dude was talking to Star. So we out there, and Star, the old dude was like, yo, I like your man. He good people. And Star was thanking him, thank you, hook me up, so we kicking and talking and whatever. So now it's probably like 11 something in the morning, right? So then we go out. I remember it's done. I got my paperwork, I got my packet, I got everything. I got the address to go to for the doctor in Brooklyn to get the thing, to get the note, the thing that say I got the scoliosis thing. So we leave out of the thing, and it's still summertime in Brooklyn. We come out, and I'm with my boy Star, and we walking out, and I'm like, yo, Star, man, you know what I mean? He like, Dad, Luch, we thought you was gone. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna be home soon. I'm like, you hooked me up. So I'm like, I said, he told me he gonna give me a spot out here to live in Brooklyn. So Star was like, ow. Star always talking about something, ow. That's his thing, right? So Star like, ow, you gonna be living in Brooklyn? Good. Because I'll be coming to Brooklyn because there's nothing but women out there. So Star like, good. We gonna get you set up with a spot in Brooklyn, you know I'm coming to the crib, it's on and popping, right? And we still doing our music, right? Taliban Dipset. So it's all good. So we walk out, it's beautiful out there. It's summertime, like because it's like spring. It's not summer yet, but it's shiny, you know, it's pretty and sunny. You know, once it get a little warm in New York, it's folio. Everybody take off, they go, you know, everybody try to show some skin, right? So we driving. So, you know, Star, because I'm in the car with Star, he like he ain't got to chill with me in a long time. For almost years since the 15 of life, and when I left, because we was riding around for the first Palace Mob. That's why I played Ooh Wee at the beginning, but Star was before Ooh Wee. That was later. When we was running with Star, when he was filming us, that was like 2005 and 6, something like that. And so it's been a minute. It's 2000, now it's 2007 or almost 8. No, I think it's 2008 right now. So it's been a while since, you know, since I've been in the car with him and all that. I think the last time I saw him is when we did our song with Julio. This is how gangsters roll. I think when we did that song, that was the last time we hung out. So we in Brooklyn. It's sunny. It's early. Star's like, you know what I mean? Star like, yo, let's, you know, he want to ride out, and I know it. But I'm looking at the paper, and I need to go to this spot in Brooklyn. So I'm looking at Star. So he stopped. He go get some food. Like, you want some? I think I got a what's the name? A beef patty with cocoa bread. Y'all know the Brooklyn thing with the big cocoa bread. I think I got, you know, one of those. And so now we driving through Brooklyn. So Star's going through Brooklyn, and we going around. I'm like, so I'm looking at the clock, and I know I got to get back. I got to go see this doctor in Brooklyn, and then I got to go and be in Suffolk County, Long Island by 5 p.m. Right? So now it's probably like 11:30 in the morning. So we riding around Brooklyn. So I think it got around 12, and we going around, and Star wanted to chill. Then I had to say, I said, yo, Star, you got to take me into my car. And he like, what? I'm like, I got to go get this doctor. And then I got to go all the way back to Suffolk County, and I got to get this car back to this girl by 5 p.m. So Star like, dang, Luke, you know, we was enjoying ourselves, which I understand. I ain't seen my boy in a long time, right? So it felt good to be chilling, right? So we now we got to head back to the car. But now we deep in Brooklyn a little bit. We all in the hoods. We all in the projects. We everywhere, right? We riding around. We chilling. We have it, you know. So then yeah, that's Jamaican food. Why y'all? So then he takes me to the car. So I get to the car. I don't know where we parked it or whatever. So then I'm like, all right, start good looking. I'm out. So he like, all right, Luge, hit me up. I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, yeah. So we gonna be straight, because I'm about to now. I have a job to transition out of the program and all that. Star hooked me up. So now I get in the car and I Star pull off and I pull off. We're in Brooklyn. I don't remember if we was downtown, wherever Star had me at. So anyway, I'm pulling off. So now I got the address to that doctor, and the old dude said, come back, I think maybe a week or 2 weeks, something like that, but it was soon. And I need to come back. He gave me an appointment. So he said, go to this doctor now and get it. Right. And so I'm writing and letting them know you coming over there now. You coming to get it, because this is a hookup, right? So I'm looking at the time is like 12:30, something like that in the afternoon. So I'm sitting in the car. I'm looking at the clock and the time. I'm looking at the address to the doctor. Now I got to find it. And I'm like, that's cutting it. Because by the time I find the doctor, it's going to be 1 something. I don't know how long it's going to take in the doctor's office to do whatever. And then I'm going to still be in Brooklyn, and I got to drive from Brooklyn to Suffolk County, Long Island. And that means I got to take the BQE, the Brooklyn Queens Expressway, to the LIE, right? Because going to Hempstead, I go a different way, right? But going to Suffolk County, they take the Long Island Expressway. They take, you know, from Manhattan, they take the Grand Central Parkway, or you either taking the BQE to the GCP to the LIE. So it's a whole different shore. I'm going to Eastern Long Island. So, and I don't know nothing about that. But anyway, I know I got to go from Brooklyn. I got to jump on the BQE. Then I got to get on the LIE and go out to Eastern Long Island, right? So now that's the LIE is the Long Island Expressway, and the BQE is the Brooklyn Queens Expressway. They connect. And GCP is the Grand Central Parkway. These are these highways in New York City. It's a New York City thing. All right. So I'm like, all right. So I look at the time and I'm like, all right. So it'll be like 1:30 when I get there. Let's say the doctor take an hour or 2 hours. Let's say even take 2 hours. 3:30. I can be 3:30, 4:35, hour and a half. I'm good. I'll be in Suffolk County. I'll be able to pick her up hour and a half. You know, because with no traffic, it only take about 40 minutes. You know what I mean? So I'm like an hour and a half. I'm good. I'll be there to pick her up. So I'm like, I need this paper. So I head to Brooklyn. I head to the address for this doctor. So I get to the here we go. All right. I need to do this really fast. I'm sorry to stop the story really fast, but I gotta pee. I've been drinking while I was setting this up. I've been drinking a lot of water. So I'm gonna pee really quick. And while I pee, y'all hear this story of me and Starcrimes called Gangsters Row. Hold on. At least I ain't leaving y'all with nothing. Here we go. Me and Starcrimes, Gangsters Row. Why is it not playing? I don't hear anything. That's interesting. All right, let me remove it. Hopefully my thing ain't being attacked. Let me present the video file. Let me, where is it? Starcrime Gangsters Row. Have you Gangsters Row off Premiere? Let's see. There you go.
I ain't gay, nigga. Ow. And I'm Starcrimes. Luciano and this motherfucker. City of Gods. Luke Al-Brazi, the general Taliban. I diminish you niggas, finish you niggas, sentence you niggas to death. Stop, don't pretend to be killers. I sat up in the prison cell, walking through a living hell. Sat up in steak greens, ice pick. Get it well, shit. Yeah, my life is like a movie, the $1 Million Baby. Don't make me send the Goonies. I spit more shit than the Latin with a Uzi. Stay the fuck away, all you rappers got the cooties. I'm a big boss. Get your shit tossed, Taliban, Dipset, birds like I'm Rick Ross. 745, twin pipes keep my wrist frost. You can ask Jimmy, nigga, Taliban pop off. This is how gangs in the white roll. 745 and my wrist is froze. This is how gangs in the white roll. 745 and my wrist is froze.
I spent the pain of my life through the tooth in the boot. This cane bought this ice, this coupe with no roof. I just did a bid, my Kobe was a snitch. Welcome home, yeah, fucking Goldie in this bitch. Mad niggas living foul, no loyalty or hope. My brother's running wild, he's sniffing all that coke. My girl will air you out if you worry, Luciano. Chrome 40 cal with the Burberry handle. From North Cack to Harlem with a stop in the rock. My hemoglobin drip. Heavy drop, Starcrimes conspire in the 500 black, the 20 inches spinning, the reds and the slats, off the I-95 from the stairs, coming back, red bone on the side, great head on the side, P-Mob nigga, Luke, bring me out, straight out the fucking cat, now I'm Taliban South. Like 6 in the teeth, you wet black, no set black, gonna rep that T-A-L-I-P-A-N that. You the best that, you the bet that, like 6 in the teeth, you wet black, no
All right, that was me and Star the Gift, Star Crimes back there, and Julio. For everybody in Hempstead, that's Julio from Parkside. That's Julio. So started grind. That's so crazy story. Star didn't even know I knew Julio. Star like he took me to a studio in Westbury. Just found out it's Julio, Iron Gate Records. I'm like, Julio like, raw. I'm like, Star like, oh, you know? I'm like, yeah, Star, he from my hood. Right? Praise all praise the most high. All right. So now, all right. So thank you guys. I needed that bathroom break, boy. That bathroom break was ooh wee. You know, you feel like ooh wee. I've been holding it. Yes, excuse the language, guys. I've been trying to edit those old ones and take the curses out because people from the ministry is here, but this is how we spoke back then. And I don't speak like that anymore. So hold on, let me remove it. So yeah, that bathroom was like a ooh wee. I was holding it for a long time. It ain't good for men to hold it, you know. And I knew I'm about to get into the story, and I'm like, you know what? Let me I'm like, let me go ahead and do it. All right. So it was a perfect place to play the song though, because I'm talking about Star Crimes, and I had that already lined up, right? So that's what the other one didn't play. I don't know why, but I had that. I was going to play that tonight anyway, so y'all can understand that was me and Star right there. All right, so here we go. So now I'm in the car, guys, right? And so I already factored it out. I'm like, all right, if I get there, I should be able to leave no later than 3:30. I get on a BQE to the LIE. I could be in Suffolk County by 5:30. I'm no problem. 5 o'clock, no problem. Right? We straight. All right. No, men can hold it. We can, but not for long. That's what we do to y'all know when we little boys, you be like, can you hold it? They be like, yeah, until you can't. It's like, yeah, I can until I can't. Next thing you know, you dancing. When you see a little boy going like this, you bet to pull over. You bet to, as fast as you can, get that little wee wee out because it's going to explode all in his pants. It is a nightmare. Women can hold it forever. Y'all can hold it till tomorrow. Y'all be like, I gotta pee. You said that's 5 hours ago. You be like, how can you, boy? It will explode. And the older you get, the worse it get on you. You gotta release it. Don't hold it too long. It damage your prostate and stuff like that, your organs. So, but yeah, men, we can't hold it. We can hold it till we can. It's not that long. When a little boy start the dancing. All men know this one. Listen, Star the Gift said he did that beat. That was crack. We killed that in the Julio Studio Star. So we all men know this one. And guys, remember the one where you got to use the bathroom so bad, right? I'm talking about like it's about to explode, and you might have on sweatpants, and the thing is tied. The thing is tucked in a knot. The string, you know, you got to take the string and it's in a knot, or you got pants on and you try to get the zipper and the zipper gets stuck and broke. Oh my. Boy, you start, you you dancing and boy, I remember one time it's so bad, you try to, with your belt too tight, you try to pull the pants down. You're like, I just got to get these pants. You'll pitch your whole self, literally. You'll pee all over yourself. That's a fact. A man will definitely, we can't, it get to a point where we can't stop it no more. You can't, it's worst thing is when your sweatpants be tied in a knot and you trying to use your finger to get the knot loose and you dancing and it's like, you might feel a little squirt like coming out. You be, oh my good. And the guys know this one too. Sorry guys, this is just funny stuff. Guys know this one too. Where you it's so bad, right? And you finally got your pants down or your thing open, but you got to get it out of your drawers. So you grab yourself and you squeeze it, right? To try to hold it in, right? You squeeze it to try to keep it tight to hold it in and so you can get it out of your underwear, out of it and get it. And sometimes it don't work. I remember one time it came through my finger. It was in my, I'm like, and then I let go of the oh, that is some hilarious stuff. Yeah, men, we cannot. It is bad, guys. When you got men know what to talk about. when you get to the point you're talking to your boys or you're talking to somebody, you're doing something like tonight. I was doing it. I was holding it for a while. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not about to hurt myself. I got to tell this story. You know, I'm about to get into this story. So anyway, sorry guys, that's just some funny stuff. It's just real stuff. So your little boys got daughters. For people who first time have little boys, the little boy can't hold it like the little girl. They cannot hold it like that. You know, when you drive and go on a trip, you're like, pull over, mommy. You better pull over. Don't make them hold it too bad, because then you be beating them. Then you want to give him a beating because he done pissed all over your car and then pissed all over himself and everything. We can't hold it like little girls. Oh, no. You don't want the zipper to catch some skin. All right, sorry, guys. Let's just have a little moment. There's a thing, sisters, that y'all know our channel is funny too. So there's this thing, sisters, that the zipper, y'all know the metal zipper on our pants? There's a thing, ladies, that the zipper, it happened to me. I've heard about it before. Matter of fact, I've heard a case of this that was so bad. It happened to 40. Curtis Moore, Father Boob, little brother. Shout out to 40. 40 dudes. 40. Everybody know Curtis. Shout out to Curtis. Shout out to 40 dudes, right? Father Boob and Bosconi, the one from my old stories in 92, their little brother. 4 dudes. So 40's penis got caught in his zipper when we were little so bad that he had to go to the hospital. They had to remove his penis from his zipper in the hospital. Like, they had to almost surgically remove his. Now, I've heard about, dude, it happened to me. Dayad said it happened to him twice. Yo, dude. Now, it happened to me, guys. I was young, probably a teenager. I'm 9,000 years old right now, and I'm still scared every time I got jeans on and I got to lift. I still am like extra watching. And teach your little boys. I'm got to use the bathroom. I do something. I guess I use the bathroom or something. I don't know if I'm zipping it up or zipping it down. I don't know. But I know the zipper, the metal zipper, I zipped it and it caught the skin of my penis. Dude. The pain. Now, this is the traumatizing part. The pain of it catching it, zipping it into the zipper is one thing. But guys, it's stuck in the zipper. It's zipped into the zipper, you know? So you got to get it out of the zipper. Yo, my dude, that pain was some crazy. If it never happened to you, listen to Unc. I'm telling you guys, be careful every time you zip a zipper up around your wee-wee, because you do. I'm still traumatized from it. Now, I'm in my bathroom. It's caught in it. It's bleeding and everything, right? It's caught in the zipper. So I'm like, right? I'm dancing for the pain, but then I'm looking. I'm like, I gotta get it out, and I try to zip it. It's like you gotta rip it to get it out, and I'm like, so you got no choice. I had to unzip it. Oh my goodness, sorry. So I just need to explain that. So make sure with your little kids, guys, your little boys, teach them to be careful of their zipper. Do not get your wee-wee caught in the zipper. Do not. Okay, so elders who never happened to, young guys who never happened to, be careful and teach your little mans. That's the most trauma. Oh my goodness. Sorry. All right. So we needed to have that moment, I guess. All right, let's get back to the story. So now, guys, I'm in Brooklyn, and you know, like I said, I looking at it. I'm like, all right, I got to find this doctor, and I get this paper. Then I'm straight. Then I'll head to pick up Steph from a job. I'll get to Suffolk County by 5:30. I got my paper, everything. So then I can set up with the Phoenix house that I can go back to Brooklyn next week or two, whenever the appointment, and I got my paper and I'm straight. So I head to the address. So now I'm headed to the address. I get there, and now this is this 2007. So I don't even think we rocking out with GPS. I mean, I don't think we rocking out with the I think we got MapQuest or something back then. I don't remember correctly, but it ain't like we ain't got Waze and all that where you drive and it's like left turn, right turn. We ain't got all that. I think we got MapQuest or something. So I'm trying to find the spot, and I'm here, but I can't find it. So because I'm going to a doctor, now I don't know. I'm going to the doctor. The person told me this doctor. It's in this part of Brooklyn. I don't know where I'm going. So I'm thinking I'm going like to a hospital, medical building, but it ain't. It's like a house, a street in Brooklyn. It's a doctor's office, but it's in a house. You know what I mean? Y'all know what it is? People in Brooklyn know I'm talking. New York people know what I'm talking about. It's a doctor's office, but it's in a house. Okay. So, you know, and they have the sign on the door. It might be down in a brownstone. It'd be a sign, you know, doctor something, something. So it's one of those. So I'm in this neighborhood and I can't find it. So now I'm steady trying to find it. I'm looking at this number. I'm stopping, asking people. I'm trying to find it. So now it's getting later. It's like 2:00, right? Because I made it there in like 20-something minutes. Now it's like 2:00. So I'm like, but now a part of me is saying, man, forget it. Just leave. Just go now, because you don't want to be late for Steph. You want to be on time. You see, you need Steph to continue to be there for you, right? You got the house, you got the car. She, up until that point, we started to get a little distant. Shout out to Steph. She never did anything wrong, but her ex-boyfriend, the one who Christy thought that was my wee-wee in her phone, the reason why she thought it was my wee-wee because we were the same complexion. But somebody wrote that in the comment, like, why would she think? Only because it was a wee-wee and it looked my complexion. I don't know why she thought it was mine, right? So her ex, they had got back together. So he didn't like me being, you know, he didn't like because I would be at the house. And so we were a little distant anyway. And I understood. She was trying to make it work with her man, and I was all good. So I wasn't really stressing Steph. She was still hooking me up with the cigarettes. I still had the phone. So, you know, it was all good. So now I needed the car for this thing. So it's not that the relationship was strained. It's just that she was already being pulled away because, as rightfully so, ain't no another man supposed to be around your woman, and ain't no another woman supposed to be around your man. That's the world teach you that Fulio stuff. I don't even play that, so I know. Yeah, and especially he saw me too. He's like, this dude, you know. And Steph was banging, but he don't realize I'm not messing with her. But you can't tell no man that, you know. Please tell me that all you want. You ain't messing with her. Yeah, right. She run around with all that body and all that stuff is bad, and you ain't messing with it, whatever. So I get it. So I was respectful of that, right? So anyway, I need to set that. So part of me, I'm looking, I'm like, I need to leave now because Steph was stressing so much that I need to be back. But then the other part of me is like, man, I'm here already. I got to get this done. So I'm like, all right, I got to find it. So I'm driving, I'm knocking on doors. I'm out the car, I'm going up the street. I know I'm close, but I can't find it. So finally, I find it. I see these people walking. And they go down. I'm like, I don't know. I see, you know, family. So I'm like, maybe this is it. So I get out and I go to the door and I look, and it's a placard on the door. And it's the name of the doctor, what's on my paper. I'm like, yes, I found it. So now I got to go and I got to park my car. So now I got to find a parking spot because we're on the residential, we're on the street. So I go up, I finally find a parking spot. It's way up. So I got to walk way down, park the car. I got to make sure I don't park in a spot where it's going to get towed because I cannot get stuff car towed. You know, I'd be screwed. I'll get this car towed. And I'm supposed to be at the program and all that. Now, the program, they don't know I'm going to Brooklyn. They think I think they think I'm going to Suffolk County, something just, I think they think it's just a visitor doing something out there. They don't know it's Brooklyn because it was another step for me to go that far. So I can't get caught out there. I get in some serious trouble. So anyway, I finally found a safe spot that I know it ain't in no tollway zone or nothing. And then I walk down. So when I get to the place, I look, it's like 2:30, right? Almost 3. Now, remember I said I'm supposed to, I'll get there at 1:30. If it take 2 hours, I'll be out of there at 3:30, get on the highway, hour and a half, I'll be there to pick up Steph. I get to the doctor's office, it's like 2:30. So I'm like, now I know it's the Holy Spirit. My instinct is telling me, man, just go get Steph her car. That's my instinct. What I now know is the Holy Spirit is telling me, go get Steph a car. And I'm here, like, I'm already here. I need this paper. I'll be all right, I'll make it. So I go in, I knock on the door. I try to open it, it's locked. I knock on the door. And I look, and it's camera looking at me. I look up, and it's like, then finally, I'm out there for a while, then finally, because I keep knocking. I'm looking at the camera, and I took the paper and I put it up to the camera, right? Then finally, I froze for a second. So I took the paper and I put it up to the camera, and then finally, they buzzed me in. So they buzzed me in. I walk in, and it's like it's like a living room / waiting room, but it's dark. And what I mean by dark is it has windows, but all the windows is covered, is blinds, and they're all covered and closed. So it's daylight outside, but no light is really coming in. So they're sitting in like a dark room almost, really creepy. So I walk in, and I look like this. I look like me, and my locks is just really short. I walk in, and they're like a bunch of chairs and people. It's full. It's like 30 people in there, and everybody's sitting around. They got kids, and it's dark. So I look around. I'm like, I'm looking for a chair. So it's kind of it doesn't smell, but it's hot, right? And it's a lot of people, and I could tell that they're immigrants. So it looked like it looked like a bunch of Haitians or Jamaicans. Okay, it's a bunch of them in there, right? So I'm like, I'm like, okay, like, so they look at me, and I look African American, right? So that's what I said. You could tell. I think they were Haitians. I'm not sure. So the thumbnail, the black person that I put in the thumbnail, that's how the doctor looked, right? So anyway, and I think he was Haitian or Jamaican, wherever. They're from some island or something. I don't think they weren't African. They was Caribbean, something, right? So all of them are in there. So I come in, so they look at me like, this young black dude is in here, and they look at us as trouble. This is just how it was in New York City, right? They look at the young black dude as trouble. We we the thugs or whatever. He probably from the projects or something. So I coming in, I'm looking for a seat. So I finally find a seat. Now I look around, and it's like 20 people in there. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh crap. Like, so I look at the clock, it's like 2:30 or something. So I'm like, I need to get this done. So I'm sitting around in there. So then they hear the thing, they come out and they call somebody, and somebody get up, they say these names. So it's like Haitian names. So they like speak in another language, right? So they say these names and everything. They get up, they go in, and people come out. So then I'm sitting there. Then one lady, because I'm sitting there, she got a son. I've been there for a while. So she, she being nice. So she said, what you here for? So I said, well, I'm here for, I got to get, I said, I got scoliosis, right? I'm playing the game. So I'm like, I got scoliosis. So I'm here to get the paper, right? I'm here to get the paper to such and such. So the lady says, let me see. So I give her the paper. She look at the paper and she like, oh, okay. And she look at me. So I'm looking at her. I'm like, what's, what's the energy? So she's like, oh, okay. So I said, excuse me, why? What's wrong? What? She said, have you ever been here before? So I said, no. She said, oh, so do you know the doctor? I said, no. And she said, well, that's what I want you to do. Do not, what she say? Do not let him put you to sleep. Do not, what she say? Do not let him put you to sleep. Do not, she said, do not drink anything that he gives you to drink. Do not allow him to give you a shot. So I said, uh-huh. She said, just trust me. Don't take anything he gives you and don't let him put you to sleep. And I'm like, oh, right? I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting there. Now, other people go in, they come out, other people come in, some dude comes in with like two dudes. They're probably Haitian and Jamaican or something. I think these were Haitians, if I remember correctly. I don't remember correctly which one it was, but they were Caribbean. And he come in and he's come in and he's stand at the door and he looks around at everybody. And I'm from the street, right, Star? So, we peep, So I look around, he look around, and he looks at everybody, and he says, you, give me. And then he give him the paper, and he looks at the dude, he give it to him. Now the other dude got a paper, and he takes the paper, and he looks at that thing, checks it off. And then he looks around, you. And I'm like, and they get up, and they look scared, though. They got a scared look on their face. So they get up, and they're like, give him the paper. He give him, check, sit down. And he goes around, and he look at me. I look at him. He look at me like, he look at me like, what you doing here? And I look at him like, I don't know who you are, but I know thug when I see thug, right? I know, and I can tell they scared. It feels like I'm in the illegal alien type of, how they smuggle people into the countries type of stuff. That's what it feels like. Now, I saw TV shows and I'm from the street, right? So my energies, my whole street sense is all on alert. My spidey senses is all popping, right? So I'm sitting there like, so he stopped, he look at me and I look at him like, what? Like, he just screw face me. I screw him back. I'm like, what? What? Right? So then he moved past. So he go and he go to the other people. And so then he finished. So then he went to about 7 people. He finished, he looked around, and then he just went in to the doctor's office. And then I hear loud talking and everything. Then they come out and the door slam, boom. And then they walk out and leave. And I'm like, what in the? So after he left out, I'm sitting there and then I look at the lady next to me and she look at me and she go, don't let them put you to sleep. I said, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, do I run? I'm like, I don't know what to do, dude. I'm like, yo, what in the world? It's all dark in there. All the windows are covered. Everything. That's making me realize where I'm at, what I'm in the midst of. I'm like, it is some serious stuff going on in here, in this house doctor thing going on. So I'm like, so then I look at my instinct is like, I need this paper though. I need this paper. I need this. So I'm from the street. I got to do whatever I got to do to get this paper. So I'm like, all right, I need this paper. So I'm looking. So then I'm like, all right, I'm whatever. Don't let them put you to sleep. Don't take nothing. Don't let them give you a shot. I'm just remembering what the lady says. Now, so they the people go, they're getting up. So now I'm sitting there and I'm sitting there for a long time. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh man. Oh man. So I'm like, but I didn't look at my phone, the time. And I'm sitting there. So then I've been there for like an hour or something, hour and a half. And I'm just like, and they took, now listen, almost all the people who was in there went to see the doctor and left. New people came in, and there's new people who came in, sat down, and they went in. So now I got the whole, and I'm a black, so-called Black American, so I'm used to being discriminated against. I want y'all to understand that. Black Americans, we get used to certain levels of discrimination. It's our everyday thing. And whether it's other Black people too, right? If you're amongst a whole bunch of whatever, Dominicans and whatever it is, they'll pick their own before you. So now that lady been gone, the lady who warned me, it's like when it took 3 groups of other people, like 3 individuals to come in and they went, I said, now I'm at a, do I say something? Do I complain? So now I'm sitting there and it's been like, I don't know, it's been like 2 hours something. So I'm sitting there. So I look at the phone and it's like 3:30. And that's the time I'm supposed to be leaving. So I'm like, man, it's 3:30. I'm sitting there and a whole new group of people there. 3 people then went in and left that I've been there before. I've been there for hours. So I'm like, I'm looking at the clock, it's 3:30. So I'm like, do I leave? I need to leave now so I can make it to pick up Steph. But I'm like, I've been spent all this time here. I'm here. I need this paper. So I'm at a dilemma. So I'm like, man, F this. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait. I gotta be next. They gotta call me next. So I'm waiting. The other person come out. The secretary lady come out and she says, to the, and then the other person get up who just came in. And they get up and that was it. They got up, they went in. I sat there, I looked at the phone. It's like 3:35. I'm like, man, now I'm upset. Here come the street. I got up. I walked to that. I walked thing. So when I walked, it's like a little walkway. I walked in, it was a bathroom there. It was a door there, and it's a door here. And I look and I can hear some talking through that door, the front one, straight ahead. So I went and I knocked on the door. And I hear, who that? I said, excuse me. He said, open that door. So the lady opened the door and the doctor's, he's there and I see the person sitting there. And he looked at me. He said, what do you do? Why are you not going to door? And I'm like, I'm just trying to do the accent a little bit. And I'm like, I said, listen, man. I said, I've been here since 1:30. It's like 3:30 or something now, something like that. I was like, I said, I've been sitting there. He said, oh yeah, I call you when I call you. I said, no, no, no. I've been sitting here. I watch people come in. I watch people go out. I watch people come in that came in here after me. I need this paper signed. He's like, who sent you here? I said the dude name, that Star, because I remember his name. I said, such. He sent me here. I'm his people. I need this paper signed. And he looked at me. I said, yo, I need to go. I said, I'm in the system. I said, I'm from jail. I said, I need to go. I got to be back. You ain't about to get me messed up. I need this paper signed. I need to get back so I can go back. I got to go all the way to Long Island. I need a sign now. And he just looked at me. And he told the lady. She took the paper. He looked at it. He said, okay, have a seat. So I said, I went and sat down. So he went back. Now, the lady who was coming out, now she giving me the darkest screw face that you could ever see in your life. She looked at me like she disgusted. How dare me, right? Whatever. Like I said, I'm used to a certain level of prejudice, no matter if it's people from Star said his name was Herman. Thank you, Star. I know Star knew him, right? Yep, that is his name. I remember now when she said that name. So I said his name, Star. I'm like, Herman sent me, and then I'm like, yo, I'm from jail. You know what I mean? So he like, take a seat. So then so he's talking to the person. So the lady's in there. So he's like, okay, they talking in their language and then they talk in English too. So I'm listening in between the language and this. So he's talking about, okay, so they're doing stuff like for immigrants and they getting certain things so they can get food and like they doing stuff. So he's like, okay, I need you to take this. I'm gonna need you're gonna come back and I'm gonna need blood. I'm gonna need your urine. I'm gonna need you to do this. He's giving her all these instructions that got nothing to do with no doctor stuff. You hear me? I'm sitting there listening and I'm like, this ain't got nothing to do with doctor. This is literally some whole doctor death stuff going on, right? He practically telling her he need an organ. I'm like, I need this, I need that. You do this, you do that. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I'm like, yo, this is some real black market underground. I'm about to get a medical thing. Now that part is not dope. See, that's because I'm from the streets and was in that street life back then. So I'm like, this is crazy. This is dope. We crazy. We was in the streets. We like the crazy stuff. We at home with it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, Star hooked me up. That's how I'm speaking, Star. I'm like, Star hooked me up. I literally got the hook up. This thing is crazy. So we he finished with the person. They go out. Then he like, come in. So I come there, I sit down, and then he take the paper. So he like, so you sick? I'm like, no, I ain't sick. No, I need you. And then he like trying to gesture to me. I don't know if it's being recorded. I don't know what's going on, but he's trying to gesture to me like I need to play along. Right? So he like, you sick? So I'm like, oh, right? I'm catching on, right? So I'm like, oh, yeah, right? So he like, yeah, you sick? I'm like, yeah, right? He like, yeah. So it hurt when you move, it hurt. I'm like, yeah, it hurt. I bend, it hurt, right? I'm like, he said, so yeah, so when you walk, if you walk too long, I said, oh no, I can't walk too long, right? Now, it's so funny because I'm the type, whenever a person talks to me, I talk back to them the way they talk to me. It's just a habit. So someone talk, I talk back to them in like the tongue, the way they talk. And it's not me a mocking, it's just a habit that I do. Right? So I'm like, yeah, I immediately turn Jamaican if you talk Jamaican, whatever it is, I mimic what you say. That's how I talk to you. So I'm like, yeah, it hurts. Yeah, yeah. When I use bathroom, that's how I'm talking about. When I use bathroom, it I hurt. It hurt. It did, right? So you're like, okay, yeah. So you need that, right? You have I think you have something called scoliosis. I said, yeah. Scoliosis. Scoliosis. Yeah, yeah, scoliosis. So you no longer work. You don't this, you don't that, you don't, yeah. He said, okay, I subscribe you pill. So you take pill. He said, here, go. So she go, said, get pill. And she go, and I said, okay, you subscribe me pill. He said, yes. And then he says, okay. And then she goes and she gets water, you know, the little cup thing. She go over and get the little cup of water and she come back with a pill. And she go give me the cup. And I take the little cup and she give me the pill. And I say, what's this? He said, yeah, you take pill. I said, oh, no, I don't take pill. Me no take pill. He like, no, yes, you take pill. No, I don't take no pill. I put the little cup down. I said, no take pill. I said, look. Now, because I guess he's talking, because I guess we're recording. So I go like this. I go, so I take pill, right? I take pill and I take it and I put it in the water, right? I drop it in the water. I said, yes, I take pill. I take pill. But I take pill and I drop it in the water. And then I go like this. Go, 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 go. I just make a noise. And that little cup wouldn't even have been no goop goop, right? I go, goop, 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 goop. I said, okay, I take pill. And he look at me. And I look at him like, you thought you done lost your mind. I don't know who you think. They already warned me. I wouldn't have took it anyway because my instincts kick in. I could feel darkness. I don't know. I'm in Dr. Death's office, right? That's why I call it Dr. Death. I don't know what the hell they would have done to me. I would have woke up in some shack somewhere with my organs out, like you said, right? I would have woke up somewhere and I gotta look like I'm healthy, right? Because I still look healthy now. Like, ooh, he got good organs, right? Right? We got a good healthy. He got some nice sized livers and all that going on, right? So I'm like, nah, bro. So he looked at me. Now he's staring at me and I stare at him. So now we got the whole street thing going on now. Because now he pissed because I ain't take the thing. I thought he thought I was going to just take the thing. I ain't taking that pill. You tripping. I got scoliosis. They don't need no pill. I hurt. My back hurt. I don't need no pill. So he just looking. I'm looking. He looking. I'm looking. So then I say, come on, dude. I said, I got to go, man. I got to go. Sign the paper. And he looked at me. I said, come on, doc. Scoliosis. I'm hurt. When I walk, it hurt. When I bend, it hurt. And he goes, give me paper. And you take the paper, you get a pen, and he goes. He says, and I look. I go. I go. I go. He said, get out of my office. You're done. I said, that's it? Tell Herman, done. Thanks, Doc. I might as well say, thanks, Dr. Death. I don't know what you're doing in here. And I got up and I walked out. And when I walked out, I looked at the office and all those people, it's a whole new group and it's dark. And the people look like death over them. It looked like some movie of some illegal aliens, transporting people type of thing. And these were all like Haitian people or whatever nationality they were. It was a thing. And I walked out and I opened the door. And when I opened the door, the light from outside was so bright that it like to blind me. That's how dark it was in there. I'm like, dang, dude. And then I realized they got all the windows covered. And I walked out, but I got my paper. And I walked all the way down. When I get in the car, I start the car. And I'm like, yes, I got my paper. I put it on the side of the thing. I got the paper. I got everything done. So it was a success. Star hooked me up. I got everything done. I start the car. I pull off. I look. It's 4:10. 4:10. Steph said I need to pick her up at 5 o'clock. It's 4:10. So I'm like, go. So now I got to drive through Brooklyn and I got to get to the BQE. Now, I'm thinking, all right, cool. 4:10, it's going to take me it's really only 40 minutes on the highway, no traffic. I figure an hour, I'm good money. Hour, 10 minutes. I get there about 5:10, 5:20. I'm good. You know what I mean? I could call Steph, tell her, yo, I'm here. I'm almost there. You know what I mean? So I get on. I'm driving through Brooklyn. I'm going, right? I'm doing it. I finally make it to the BQE. I get on the BQE. I'm gone. Doing it. Brooklyn Queens Expressway. I'm gone. Flying. Dipping in and out. We New York. I'm a New Yorker. So I drive I'm straight New York. We NASCAR drivers. We do 90 miles an hour, dipping in. You could be this close. Your car could be, I could dip in and dip out and dip in, out, and gone. I would dip in so much that you'd be scared in your whole car, like, ah! Because there was no space. You don't think a car could fit in that space. Oh, yeah, a New Yorker? Oh, we no joke. We NASCAR drivers. I dip, and I do it doing 90. I dip in right in your little space. I have people lose their mind and dip in. It could be a tractor trailer, another car, another tractor trailer. What's the name? I dip in, dip this way, dip up, fall back, get behind the tractor trailer, jump to the left, woo, go up, dip in front of him, over, bang, 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 bang. This is how I look. Oh, we are gifted. We gifted in New York. We are NASCAR, and we don't even crash either. There don't be no crashes. Don't be no people side of the road. Like you go down south and everybody be on the side of the road for a little bit of snow, a little light dust in cars. Or we got 9,000 cars on the side of the road. Oh, it don't be no crashes. All right. So I'm now I'm extra dipping because I got to get to the island. I got to get there. So I'm doing it on the BQE. Bang, 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 bang. Out. Woo, that little Suzuki thing is killing it. It's a new one. It's the little white 4-door little Suzuki thing. I'm killing it. Woo, I'm out. I'm doing good. I'm looking at the clock. I said, oh, we good money. I'm like, I did it. I did it. So I'm dipping. I'm going. All of a sudden, the BQE jumps to the LIE. I hit it. I'm like, I'm straight. Once I get on the LIE, it's straight to Suffolk County. We in the money. I did it, right? Because I'm in Queens. Once I get through the BQE to get to the LIE, I'm in Queens. Next thing you know, I'm in Long Island. So I dip the BQE, jump on the LIE, flying. And it stops dead in its track. I hit the LIE and it goes. I'm like, oh, it's traffic as far as the eye can see. I'm like, oh, y'all know when you go like this in New York, you like, you be in your car, you like, oh my goodness. Oh, I'm screwed, dude. I'm like, yo, ain't no dipping, ain't no, it's just inching. Hey, you inching, you inch up a little, you inch up a little. And I'm like, okay, what other way? Now, I'm not from Suffolk County, so I really don't know how to finagle. I don't know how to get off the highway and do back streets and streets. So I'm trying to go through not quests and I'm trying to figure out other ways to try to get to, and there's no way. Where I'm at in Queens, in the LIE, there's no way to get out there. And I'm inching. So I inch. That takes about another 30 minutes of inching. And then it starts to to clear up. So it clears up a little. So I'm like, oh, praise. Oh, yes, thank God. Because I'm thinking God. And I take off. Woo! Now I'm doing it. And I'm trying to watch for police. Because you got police that be sitting there on the side, the state troopers that want to catch you from, so you got to watch them. So I'm watching police, but I'm in and out. I got to go. I'm like, out of my way. It's like 4:30 or something now. So I'm flying. And then I get to where you leave Queens and it turns into Long Island. I don't know what part it is because I'm new to driving on the LIE to Suffolk County. I'm from Nassau, from Hempstead. So we take Belt Parkway, Southern State. We take the other way, right? So Belt Parkway is a Brooklyn thing. So I drive, and soon as I get from Queens to get to Long Island, I'm flying, and then it stops again. And I'm like, and I look, and it's all this traffic. So, but it's slow. So I'm moving, but it's like 20 miles an hour versus like 80. I was doing like 80. And so I'm trying to get, and everything is tight, but everything is stopped, and it's 20 miles an hour. So I'm calling. So I call Steph. I'm like, hey, Steph. And she's like, all right, you should be almost here. Where you at? I'm like, yeah, I'm almost there. I'm on the highway. She's like, all right, I'm going to be ready at 5. I'm like, all right, Steph, I'll probably be a little late, maybe like 5:10. She's like, all right, I told you. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, no, but I'm still thinking I got hope, right? Because it's moving. And I'm like, okay, probably, and that thing, to make a long story short, that thing was taking forever. And she called and she said, where are you? And I said, Steph, I'm sorry. I'm still on the LIE or the GC something. I was on something to get to Long Island. She said, where does it say? And I was like, it was the traffic, Steph. She's like, I told you. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Steph. And she's pissed. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Steph. She's like, I can't believe you did this to me. I told you. I said, Steph, I needed this doctor's note. And she said, but I told you, you left in the morning. You had all day. I said, I know, Steph. I was in Brooklyn. I'm so sorry. And she was so upset. I said, I promise him. And guys, I'm driving. A half an hour later, she called me. Where are you? I'm still in traffic. I'm like, I'm so sorry, Steph. She's just hang up the phone on me. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So now I call her back another 20 minutes. And she's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm coming, Steph. I'm still on. And I'm like, yo, Steph, I'm so sorry. She said, I cannot believe you, dude. I cannot believe you. It's getting dark, right, Sean? And I'm like, I'm so sorry, Steph. And she just hang up the phone. Guys, do you know, by the time I got to her job, it was almost 7:30. It was dark. I get there. She's standing there on her phone with her boyfriend. It's dark. She don't want to let him know I got the car, nothing. It's a light in front of her office. She's standing under the light, and the car's coming up the street, and I see her, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I pull up. I say, Steph, I'm so sorry. She just opened the door. She put her stuff in the back. She's like, could you please get out of my driver's seat? And I'm like, yo, Steph, I'm sorry. Come here, Steph, give me a hug. She said, please, Yahshuah, just go get in the car. I go get in the car. She get in. She fix her seat. She started driving. I'm like, Steph, I'm in trouble with the program because I'm late. And she just ignoring me. And I'm driving, and she just ignoring me. She's ignoring me. And I'm like, she won't even talk to me. I'm steady apologizing. I'm like, Steph, I'm so sorry. Look, I got the paperwork. I got this thing. So I'm going to have this spot in Brooklyn. I said, I'll be able to pay you back for everything you've done. And she's just ignoring me. She won't talk to me. So I'm like, I'm like, Steph, just talk to me, Steph. Please. Be mad. Just say something. She won't say nothing. So we get to the Phoenix house where she got to drop me off. I'm like, I'm sorry, Steph. And she just looks at me. And I'm like, man. So I close the door. I go in. And then later, I try to call her on the phone from my room. She don't answer. I'm sending texts apologizing. She don't answer. About a week later, she finally answered. I'm like, Steph, I'm sorry. She said, I know you didn't mean to do it. She's like, I forgive you, but I'm really upset at you. She said, you had all day. And no, I don't care if you were in Brooklyn, where you was at. All I asked you was to be back. Don't leave me standing out there. And you picked me up at 7:30 at night. And I'm like, I'm sorry. And I tried to explain. I said, yeah, it was this doctor. And I knew it. And I knew my instinct told me to leave and this and that. And I didn't know it was going to be the traffic because I don't know about the BQE to Suffolk County because I'm from Nassau. I know it's traffic going to Nassau, but I don't know about. And she's like, and I'm like, so honestly, guys, that broke our relationship. She still left my phone on. She didn't bring no more cigarettes, but I was still straight already because I was already trying to transition to leave. But she left the phone on. Yeah, severed the relationship. As y'all said, she must have severe abandonment issues. And but I love you, Steph, and thank you for everything that you did. I shouldn't have left you. You're right. I made a big mistake. It was a huge mistake. No matter what, I should have made sure I had her, picked her up for all she's done. But sometimes we don't make the best decisions in the moment. And that was a bad decision. So I've never heard from her since, guys. That's the end of the Steph story. I've never seen Steph again. I've never heard from her again. Yeah, but after that, she left the phone on though. And then after I got out, I called the phone and I said, I'm free. I know you can see, left her a message, a text message. I know you, and you could turn the phone off. And then about a week later, the phone turned off when I got home. So now I wanted to close out the Steph story. Now I want to do this. I'm going to jump a little bit. I'm going to come back next week, but I want to do Demetrius Dyer's story because I don't want him to be here and I don't tell his story. So I'm going to jump a little bit. So I'm going to jump fast forward because next week I'm going to tell y'all the process of me getting out. It was a nightmare. when I got out. Yeah, that's what she wanted. Y'all are right. Laura Yah said she wanted you to respect her for what she asked, and she begged too. She literally, and Madrona Yah said, right, she had your back. Yes. So that's why I apologize, and I was wrong, guys. I agree. I was totally wrong. No matter what, I should have made sure I was back there for her, because she was there for me. You see? And my situation, man, I dropped the ball, and I knew it. My instinct kept saying, go, leave. A couple of times it said, leave. I'm like, I gotta get this paper. She was more important than that paper. But we make mistakes. I made a mistake. That's why we're called to forgive. You don't have to forget, but we do have to forgive. But she did. She said she forgave me, but the relationship was severed. And then her man was already trying to stop her from, you know, when you get your man get in your ears a rap. And he had a rightful, because he probably think I'm smashing her. All right. So I gotta jump in the story because I want to get Doris' story. So I'm gonna jump around a little. At this point, I'm leaving the program. Next week, I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. At this point, I'm leaving the program because I want to tell Demetrius' story. Now, Demetrius, hopefully he's still here. If he's not, he can watch it. It's not too late. It's 11 o'clock. He's working, man. He probably get up early. But hopefully he's still here. But anyway, if not, he could watch it and I'll timestamp it for him. So I'm gonna jump in the story. In the story now, I'm leaving. I know I'm leaving because I'm kicked out, right, of the program, right? Meaning, the counselor said, if I give you this paper, you're getting you're discharged from this program. So you better hope that Supreme Court judge releases you from the program. So at this point, all that has happened already. No, almost before that happened. No, before. No, because when I went to court, I was done. I can't go back to the program again. Because once I left that court, I'm out of the program. He said, my bed is taken. Right. So that's how I know this is before. But listen, guys, I knew from the Most High and I believed that I was going home. Right. So because I knew the Most High told me I was going home, no matter what the program said, no matter what nobody said, Demetrius said he's still here. All right, here we go. So no matter what the program said, no matter what nothing said, I knew I'm going home because the Most High told me. This is belief without seeing, faith without seeing. I just believed it and I knew it. Nobody could tell me nothing else. I risked my whole mess life on this. So because of it, I had to prepare everything to go home. Now, my brother had got me the plane ticket to go to Florida. So now I know I'm going to Florida. And when my court date come, I'm leaving. And I think at this point, the court date was like 3-4 days from now. So I know I'm leaving. Nash, the counselor, is like, you better hope this judge free you because you ain't got this bed no more. And I know you're going to be homeless in New York. And you owe New York, like you can't leave. You owe the TASC program. That's what he told you. You owe the Tactical Alternative Street Crime Unit. And Demetrius, I don't know if you remember the TASC officer dude, the black dude. I wish his name, the older man, he was my counselor. I can't remember his name. I don't know if Demetrius remember, but Demetrius they were in the same building. Now listen. So now I'm doing everything I can to set up me to leave. I got to set up to get a ride to JFK when I leave the court. And I use my man that's in the counseling. He's going to get his car. He's from the hills. He was an older dude with braids, a fat dude. And he was going to get his car and have his girlfriend park his car around the side of Phoenix House. And we was going to he was gonna have the car in the morning when I gotta leave. He was gonna have the car, so he would be there, and he wrote it to he's getting a day home, and he's gonna drive me to the JFK, because I got to make all this happen. I got one shot for all this happen. So while I'm driving the van, when I'm taking people to court, right? I'm driving a van, I'm doing things to facilitate me leaving. Now, I got this bag of clothes that I collected in the program, that I used and bought when I would go out because I was hustling the cigarettes. Then I had some of the clothes from my storage unit. So I got all these clothes. I got this stuff. I got stuff. So I got all this stuff, my papers and everything that I need to send to Florida, because I don't have the access to get on the plane with it. So one of the people in the program told me that Staples, the copy center Staples, I don't know if they'll still have it, but they listen to this one, D. You're gonna remember this story, but you don't know how important it was in my life. So Staples had this thing where they back then, I don't know if they still do it, where you can take you can ship packages, right, through United States. I don't know if it's worldwide. And you take, let's say if you got a big suitcase, something that's too heavy to get on the plane or something, right? You could take it to Staples, and they got a big scale, and you put the suitcase on the scale. Let's say it weighs 200 pounds, 150 pounds. You pay for the weight, and they package it and they ship it to your destination. So one of the white dudes in the program told me, like, Staples. So I went with driving a van, because after I dropped the people off to go to court, I got the van. So I'm making all these hustle moves. So the Most High gave me the van. I'm going to drive. Otherwise, I would have never been able to do all these moves. I'm saying this because the Most High will put things and enable you to facilitate the things that he wants you to do. He will make a way for it to happen. None of this could ever happen if I wasn't a driver of the van. So I would drop them off, and then I went to Staples. So I went in there, I talked to the lady, and then she was like, well, how much? I said, well, I don't know. It's big. I said, maybe 100 pounds. She said, big like this? I said, yeah, it's going to be heavy. And she said, well, if it's 100 pounds, it's going to cost you, I think it was like 175 or 200 something dollars. If it's this amount, it's going to cost you $300. So I was getting an estimate, right? So now I got an estimate. So I probably need about $300 something because I don't know exactly how much it's going to be. So now I'm like, okay, now I need a bag. So now we got a trip I had to drop off people. They had to go to court in Queens, in Jamaica, Queens. So now I got access to Jamaica Avenue again. So I take the people that got to go to court in Queens. They go to court. I go on Jamaica Avenue. I go on Mr. Lee's. Mr. Lee is this famous clothing store on Jamaica Avenue that all the old hip hops, Run DMC and LL Cool J and Onyx, and everybody remember Mr. Lee. That's where we used to get the Lee jeans and the sneakers. He was way down on Jamaica Avenue for the old New York heads. It's a Queens thing, a Queens Strong Island thing. I don't know if too many Brooklyn all I know about Jamaica Avenue, but Mr. Lee. So I went in, I seen Mr. Lee, and I'm like, I needed a bag. So they gave, and I still got it. I meant to show it. I might show y'all next week. It's in the thing. It's in my garage. So I got this big bag that expands, and it stands up tall like me, like 5 foot tall, expands, and I had all these pockets. And I bought this bag, and that bag cost me like $40 something. Then I bought another bag, right? Now I got this money because I got the last bit of money left hustling the cigarettes, because Steph stopped bringing me the cigarettes at this point, right? So I'm kind of cut off, but she left my phone on. So the last bit of money I got, this is all I got. I'm spending everything I got. So I bought the bags. I bought all the stuff I need. I'm getting everything together to leave New York. But this is all on the premise of the Most High said I'm gonna be free. But everything in the system, I can't be free. I want y'all to understand that. The counselor from Phoenix House Nash discharging me. Like, you ain't got a bed no more. And the judge can't free you because he's saying it's against the law. You owe the tactical alternative to street crime unit. So you can't leave New York. And I know he know my situation. He know I'm going to be homeless. I don't have nothing, but I'm kicked out. Now this judge, now that I lost my bed in Phoenix House, the judge had the opportunity to violate me and give me the max sentence. So Nash thinks he's hurting me. So next week, I'm going to tell y'all what happened. I just need to tell Demetrius' story right now why he's here. So I'm doing all of this, guys, on the premise of the Most High told me that I'm going home, and I believe it. But it's insane to believe this. It's insane. So I'm like, okay, I'm going home. But it's crazy that, and I'm spending every penny I got. So now listen, guys, let's say if I go to court and it doesn't work, not only don't have a bed in Phoenix House no more, now I'm homeless and stuck. I don't have a penny. Because by the time I bought all the stuff I need, all the bags I need, everything I needed, listen clearly, I had no money left. I literally had like something like $10 left in my pocket. I had no more cigarettes. I had no more money. But I need to ship all of my stuff to Florida. And I have no money. So I'm back. I get back. We hide all the bags. I get all the stuff to my room. I got everything. But I got no money. So now, the next day, I got to go to see the dude from the task program, my counselor dude. Now listen, guys. Now this is the dude who, when I was in the jail, I could have got the outpatient program, but this the dude talking about, remember he promised me I was going to get outpatient program. I would have left the jail. I would have been able to keep my family and all that. He told me all that. And then when it got time for me to leave, he's like, oh no, you got 2 years in the inpatient program. He just threw a whammy on me. And I'm like, bro, what do you mean? Like, I told you I'm going to lose my family. I know what's best for you. This is what's best for you. You need to do 2 years in the program because you need to better yourself. And I'm like, bro, like he ruined me. Like literally. So I had to act. I couldn't offend him because the judge said it's prerequisite on him what happens to me. So Honorable Judge Rizito told me, don't ever be good to him. If the people in the program tell you to clean the floor with a toothbrush, clean it with a toothbrush, that type of thing. So I realized, you know what? Shut my mouth and just say thank you, even though he ruined my life. He ruined me. I lost my girl. I lost my kid. It's because of my actions, but the actions of others. So he really jammed me, but he thought he was doing a good thing. Okay. He wasn't jamming me trying to be mean. Sometimes people get self-righteous and they paint everybody in one broad stroke and thinking, bro, I'm not a heroin addict. I'm not like, yeah, I got a problem, but I'm not, you're ruining me, bro. I had a chance and he screwed me. He really screwed me. Now, but I did the whole bid in the Phoenix House and he left me for dead. That was another thing. He kept telling me he's going to come see me. He left me for dead, honestly, right? So now I got to go see him. Now listen clearly. The reason why I'm going to see him, listen, Demetrius, the reason why I'm going to see him, Demetrius said, I believe, by the way, guys. He said, I believe. Demetrius, I'm going to see him because I got to get him to sign a paper to say that he will allow me to complete, because the counselor from Phoenix House said, you can't. You owe the Tactical Alternative Street Crime Unit a year. After you get out of here, after you graduate out of here, you owe them a year. You can't leave the state of New York. You owe. It's a contract. So I have to go, from when I seen the judge, I have to go and tell him, I have to see him to let him know that I'm discharged. Why? Because the drug program, Phoenix House, contacted him and let him know he's dishonorable discharge. He don't have a bed. So now the dude from the task dude, the older dude, I wish I could remember his name, he summoned me to his office. Okay? So now I go down there. Now, this is after I did all the shopping. I got all the bags. I did everything to leave. I know I'm leaving, but now I don't got not one penny. I don't got nothing to ship. I got the bags. I got everything, but I don't got nothing. I go see the guy. I go into the building, 175 Fulton. That's what Q-Dog said it was, right across from Robbins. Demetrius know he worked in that building. Now, I don't know this. I ain't seen Demetrius. Okay, let me give y'all some context. I haven't seen Demetrius since I left the jail. Now, he know I left the jail. He knew I went to the program. I know he's happy about that. But I ain't seen him, right? He's doing his thing, still doing his thing. Demetrius said, I think he was related to Marlon the cop. Yeah, I think he was too, Demetrius. That's him. That's him. That's a good word. That's him. So I haven't seen Demetrius, but he know I'm doing good. He know I'm in the program. He know I got out. You know what I mean? I got through that sentence, whatever, he didn't know what they was trying to give me, but I finally made it through it, right? So I'm good. So he going on still doing his thing, counseling, talking to people and doing all this stuff, right? So, but that's my brother for life. He does not know how thankful I was for him in jail, for him just being there, talking to me and trying to be there for me. I told him D earlier, he was like, you need money on your books? I was like, no, I'm good. And he's like, you need a visit? I'll visit. He was there for me. So I'm thankful for that. I'm loyal. All I know, I'm not used to people really being there for me. And if you were, for life, right? So now, listen, guys, now I ain't seen him. Now we going on like a year or something. It's a long time since I got released. I've been in that Phoenix House for almost a year at this point, right? So I haven't seen him. So now I go into the building, I go in the elevator, I'm going up to that dude's office. I get up to his office. Now I haven't seen him because he left me for dead. He dropped me off at Phoenix House. He told me he's going to be coming to see me, a check up on me and all that. He left me for dead. He literally didn't hold nothing that he said. He sent me there for 2 years when I could have went home to an outside program. He thinking he trying to help me like I'm, some crackhead or something. Bro, I've been in here for almost 2 years. I was in the county for like a year and a half. Dude, 2 more years, you bugging right now. Now, so he left me for dead. So I go up to the office. He come out. I ain't seen him in like a year and something. He like, hey, and I'm like, hey. Now mine's is bittersweet, right? I'm faking, honestly, guys. I'm like, hey. He like, hey, Mr. He say my government name. Let's say Mr. Rashawn. So he gives me a hug, right? So I'm like, hey, and he hugging me like, and I'm like, I'm like, come on, dude. Now you want to act all happy to see me? You gave me I lost my family, my baby. I ain't like, you ruined me, and you told me you was going to be coming to see me, and you left me for dead. So I'm bitter, but I can't let him know it because I'm there to try. I got to get on his good side to let him know, like, I need you to release me. I got to tell this man that God is telling me I'm leaving against the task thing. Like, I gotta tell these people God said. That's some crazy stuff, right? Now, Demetrius, you know me, right? These people from New York, they know Rashawn. They know the God Rashawn. They know I would never know God in church or none of that. So now I got to go tell these people that God said, right? So now I go into the office, right? He gives me the hug. I do the fake hug and everything. I'm like, so we walk in. So we standing there. So then he says, so you did. So how's it been in there? So I'm like, yeah, it's been crazy, man. It's been rough. He said, yeah, they've been sending me updates. I see you've been doing really good. The whole house look up to you. I see there was an incident when this guy wanted to commit suicide, and they said you was instrumental in helping him not commit suicide. He said, yeah, they send me updates because he's my counselor. And I was like, I said, yeah. I said, now I didn't want to piss him off, but I said, yeah. I said, I was surprised that you never came to see me. And he was like, but I got to be careful because I can't piss him off. I was like, I'm surprised you never came to see me. And he said, oh yeah, I've been meaning to get over there, but it'd be so busy in my caseload. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let that go because I don't want this to go wrong, right? But I'm salty, right? I'm salty, but I don't want this to go wrong. I'm not stupid. I'm salty, but I'm not stupid. So I'm like, so then he's like, yeah. He says, I'm really proud of you. He said, you did amazing work. He said, they talk about you in the jail. They talk about you in that program. They talk about you, my clients from the men's house on Hop Hog. They all talk about you. And I let them know that that's my client. He said, now listen, guys, he said, I am really proud of you. And I said, I could tell it was sincere. And I said, thank you. And then he looked at me and he said, I want to tell you something. And I said, yeah. And he said, I am sorry. And I'm like, he said, I'm sorry. I was wrong. He said, I should not have sent you to 2 years in that inpatient. And honestly, guys, I really needed to hear that. Because I was I was scarred. He really hurt me. I fought for my freedom so long. I went through a torturous almost year and a half in that county, and I had the chance to go to the outpatient program, and he sent me for 2 years in this program. And he said, I'm sorry. I made a huge mistake. And I was like, oh. And he said, are you all right? I said, nah, man. I said, I told you I'm going to lose my family. I said, I lost my family. He said, I'm sorry, man. He says, sometimes we see so many of these people, and sometimes we can paint it with a broad stroke. And I was wrong. He said, I knew I was wrong when I kept getting the reports about you. And for what you did in the jail, I should have gave you a chance. He said, so I just want to tell you, I am really sorry. And I said, thank you. I really needed that because I was really harmed. And I said, thank you. I forgive you, man. He said, you forgive me? I said, I forgive you. And then he said, so what's going on? I hear you getting dishonorable discharge. And I said, well, you're not going to believe this. And I said, God told me that I'm going home. And he's just sitting there. And I said, my life has changed, from the drug program. That when I was in jail, like I became a believer in God and I helped people, right? And I said, but God told me I'm going home. He told me. And I said, I got in connection with my brother and he got me a plane ticket to Florida. And I just started explaining to him, guys. I'm not going to explain everything again, right? It's on the other video. And I said, and I explained everything. And he's just sitting there like this listening. And I'm like, so And I'm going to tell next week what happened. I said, so I went through this. I said, I went to Nash and this happened and that happened, this. And then I went to the court and I told the judge this and this. And I told him this and this. And I told him everything. And he just was looking at me. And so I finished. And so he said, give me the paper. Because Nash sent me there with the envelope, my discharge. And that's the one I got to take to court. He said, give me the paper. I gave him the paper. He looked at the paper. He read what Nash wrote. He said, yeah, you're out. He said, you're officially out on your court date. And I think my court date was like 2 days later or something. He said, you don't have a bed no more. And I said, I know. And I said, Nash told me that I owe you guys another year. He said, yeah. He said, you can't leave New York. He said, you owe the tactical attorney. After you finish the program, you owe the state of New York a year. You can't leave. And I said, I know. I said, but God told me I'm leaving. Right? I don't know what to say, guys. I know it sounds stupid and crazy, but this is real talk. I don't know what to say. I'm like, God told me I'm leaving. Now he's God. I don't know his name then. God told me I'm leaving. So he's like, I don't know. He said, well, if God told you you leaving, he said, well, who am I to go against the word of God? This is what this man said, Demetrius. Listen. He said, who am I to go against the word of God? He said, well, there's some things I got to do. He said, but I'll be at the court. When you get to court, he said, and if Demetrius said, me and that dude did some good things for people. Listen, he said, I'm going to go to court. And if the Honorable Judge Rosito releases you, then I'll release you from the task program. And I said, for real? He said, yeah, I'll be there. Don't worry about it. He said, maybe this can help make up for the mistake I made. I said, thank you so much. Now listen. He said, I'm so proud of you, and I use your story to help other young men who come in, all of my clients. I use your story. He said, so I know you got something that you're going to do in your life, and you need to go do it. If God told you that you need to go to Florida, then that means you're going there for a reason, and you got a very important purpose to fulfill for him, and I am not going to be in the way of that. That's what he told me. And I thanked him. Listen, and we got up. I got up, meeting's over. And he looked at me, and I'm standing there. And he said, he put his hands on both of my shoulders like this. And he said, could you please forgive me? Forgive me for the mistake I made. And I said, it's okay. And he said, I am so sorry. And he started crying. He started crying and weeping. And it made me cry because the Most High gave me tears from jail. I didn't have tears before. I'm welling up now, right? I didn't have tears before. But now the Most High made me human from when I was in jail, right? My transformation from the street Rashawn to a human being. You understand? So now I have emotion. So he started crying. And the tears just started flowing. And he was like, I'm sorry. And I said, it's okay. And I started crying. Now we're both standing up. And the office, I think the door was open. I don't remember clearly. But I think I'm not sure if it was an office closed off. I can't remember. I don't know. I can't remember that part. But we're standing up. And I started crying. And he's crying. And then he grabbed me and we hugged each other. And he kept saying, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll never forget. I could never forgive myself if I ruined a young black man's life. I could have ruined your life. I said, it's okay. I forgive you. It's okay. I said, he said, man, go do the work of the Most High. You go, God, go do the work of God. Go do the work of God. He said, if God told you you're going to be free, then you're going home from this courtroom and you go do the work of God. And I said, thank you. And we hugged each other, crying. So we finished. I wiped my face. He wiped his face. He gave me back the paperwork. And then he gave me paperwork that he signed saying that I am complete. I'm free from the TAS program. And in respect to if the judge frees me, he gave me that. And now I got 2 envelopes. Okay? So I got both envelopes. And he said, I'll see you in court. And I said, I'll see you. He said, I love you. I said, I love you too. That's why I wish I remember his name. Now, this was man to man, black man to black man. This don't really happen in our community like that because we're so broken from the slavery that happened to our people that we're really disjointed. And that level of emotional vulnerability and bondship is not really shown that much. That's the healthy love of one another, of the Most High's children. And we don't really have that in our community, especially man to man. We're taught not to be emotional, not to cry, not to show each other love. And I needed it. So we finished. Now I got the 2 envelopes. I walk out. Now this part, Demetrius, you might have to help me. But I'm going to say it as much as I can remember. But I might have little pieces wrong. Now, I finish. I walk out. I'm like, wow. Praise God, right? Because I don't know y'all. Praise God. So I'm like, okay, I got the letter from the Phoenix house. Now I got the letter from the TAS, right? I'm out of Phoenix house and I'm complete TAS. Now all I need to do is get to the judge and let Honorable Judge Rizito do everything, and I'm good. I got the plane ticket. I got everything. I got the bags. I got everything. But I have $5 to my name. I have no money. And I have no way to get money. So I'm thinking, okay, I just got to go. I got to go and get on a plane and have nothing and just start over. Because I have no way to ship anything. I have no money. I leave his office. Now, Darius, he would know, he might can remember more of the details of this. I don't remember exactly. I don't remember as if when I was leaving his office, I think that might be it. I don't remember. But this is what I remember. I'm going to just give you pieces of what I remember. I left his office and I ran into Demetrius. I didn't know Demetrius worked in his office. I'm going to get to that. See, Demetrius, remember. Listen, I don't remember if he worked in his office or not. I mean, I didn't know that. And I haven't seen him since I was in jail. So I look and I think, I don't remember how. I don't know if I left his office and I seen D down by the, and I'm like, D, and he's like, yo, Raw, right? I don't remember, but it's something like that, right? I just remember the elevator got something to do with it, and I remember the hallway. But I seen D, and he's like, yo, Raw, and I'm like, yo, D. Now I haven't seen him since I was in the jail in Oranges in the program, right? In the and I haven't seen him. It's been like a year or something. So I'm like, really? He said, FEGS on the 3rd and 5th floor. He was on the 6th floor. Bingo. Okay. So I must have been the elevator. I knew an elevator was in it. I just can't remember all the details. D is here, guys. This is Demetrius here. So I just remember, I don't know. So what I thought I remembered, this is what I thought I remember. I thought I remember, 175 floor. I thought I remember getting in the elevator and D was in the elevator or something. He said, come down to my floor. So, I don't know, somehow, I seen Demetrius, right, in the building. So D was like, yo. So I'm like, yo. So he's like, yo, you and I'm like, yeah, I'm in Phoenix. I'm like, yo, D. So I explained, I said, yo, D. I said, yo, I'm going home. He's like, what you mean? I'm like, yo, D, God said I'm going home. I said, I just did something. I just explained to D, literally. Now, guys, I didn't say nothing. I just said I'm going home, right? And I just said such, right? And I thanked him for what he in the program and what he wanted to do for me and all that. Because he wanted to, he's like, yo, I'd send you something for your books when I was in jail, but I didn't need it. I was like, nah, I'm selling my, doing artwork and all that. I'm like, I'm good. But he wanted to, he would have did it. So, I'm so thankful for it, right? So I remember we got in the elevator. I remember that part. So we in the elevator. Now I don't know, we going down. I don't remember that, but we in the elevator. And I just remember we in the elevator, D looked at me and he reached in his pocket and he pulled out, I don't remember, D, it was like $300, $200, it was $100 bills. He just pulled out. Now I didn't say anything to him. I didn't ask him. I didn't tell him that I went to Jamaica Avenue. I'm going home and I don't got no more money and I need to ship this thing. I didn't say nothing. I just told him I'm going home. I was happy. I told him about the thing that God told me I'm going home. The Most High had to tell D this because I said nothing. He knew nothing. I did not say nothing. He went in his pocket, and I don't remember how much it was. It was $100 bills. It was more than two. It was, shout out to Brooklyn Red Flatbush Building. So he just started, he pulled out his money, and he said, here, Ra. And I'm like, huh? And I'm like, nah, D. He's like, no, take it, Ra. And I'm like, now I'm not used to getting money from nobody or taking money. I'm used to giving. I'm just being honest with you. I had to learn later, y'all gonna know in the story, I had to learn the gift of letting people, of receiving. That's a gift to let, gifting is a gift from the Most High. And you have to allow others to have the gift to give to you. But some of us who are really givers, we have a thing where we're not used to receiving. We just used to always giving and taking care of people. So it's hard for some of us to receive. We'll say no when we really need it. Y'all hear me? It's a bad thing. We could be starving and we'll say, no, I'm good when you really need it. You understand? You'll be like, no, I'm good. Later, you'll be like, I wish I would have. It's not even pride. Because, you could think it's not, it's just, some of us is just not used to being able to receive. We're so used to giving. And that was me. I gave my whole life to any and everybody. So I was never used to receiving. And I'm not used to people wanting to give. So D was like, here, and D could kind of tell. He's like, no, take it. And I'm like, thank you. And I took the money and it was $100 bills, like these crisp hundreds. And I'm like, thank you, D. He's like, nah, you need more? He said, because that's all he had on him. He said, here, this is all I got on me. You need more? We can go to the ATM. I said, no, D. No. If you need more, let's go to the ATM. I said, no, D, thank you. This is enough. Thank you. He said, I got you, Ra. I love you, Ra. I'm proud of you. You did good. Because he know me. He know I'm a hustler. He's seen the change. Right? He said, you seen the change. And we gave each other a hug. We got down to the bottom, I think the bottom floor. I'm just paraphrasing. I'm trying to remember. And we gave each other a hug. And he was like, He's like, yo, keep in touch, right? I said, yeah, I am, D. I said, but I'm gone. He's like, so you leaving? I said, D, I'm leaving. I'm going to Florida. He's like, well, I guess you got to start a new life. I was like, yeah, D, I guess I'm going on a mission. I don't know, I'm like, just thank you. Now, guys, this is what they call a divine appointment. I'm explaining. Y'all about to find out what I mean. He don't even know this part. These are divine appointments. The timing of me going to the office and D just happened to see me because I could have got in the elevator and missed him. He said they ain't even on the same floor or something. I had no way. The Most High allowed me to see him because I wasn't supposed to see him. That's a divine appointment. Now, me and D, we gave each other a hug. We give dap and everything. He like, all right, Rob. I'm like, all right, D. Now, I don't even know if I'm going to ever see him again. And guys, I have never seen him again. This was 2010. It's 2023. I've never seen my brother again. And he's my Parkside brother from day one. These are divine appointments of the Most High. So I remember looking at him and I'm like, dag, I don't know if I'm gonna ever see him again. And I was right. Now, I leave. I walk out. Now I remember I got the van because I got that meeting and I did it with the van because I didn't want to get dropped because it's a hot mess when they got to drop you off and you got to wait, you stranded. So I was hustling with that Phoenix House van. So I did it. I made the move for the appointment to see what's the name while I was dropping people off at court. So I had the van parked. So I left out the office on 175 Fulton Street. I'm glad y'all told me what it was. D said it's a higher power than us. And I walked out and it was daytime, like busy going on. And I was like, I got my 2 letters. I got the letter from the Phoenix House. I got the letter from the task program. And now D just gave me like 3 $100 bills or something like $300, something like that, right? So I'm like, okay. I had no money, D. I had no money and no way to get no money. No way to get no money. So now, listen, guys, I get in the van. So I'm like, okay. Now, I got to move fast. I'm like, okay, because I think the court day was the next day or something. I had to move fast. So I remember I was like, okay, so what I'm going to do, when I pick up the people from the Hempstead court and drive them back out to Lake Ronkonkoma and the Phoenix House, I said, I'm going to tell Keith or whoever in the transportation office to put me in that I need to go to the library, right? Put me in that I need to go to the library, right? No, put something in where I got to drive people to the, I told Keith and them, set it up where I got to drive people to the library to get me out the house again, because I need to get out the house again because I need to pack all my stuff in the bags that I just got from Jamaica Avenue. Listen, I want y'all to understand the timing. I went to Jamaica, all this is the same day. I went to Jamaica, no, it was the next day. I just got all the bags from, no, sorry, it's the next day. I just got all the bags in Jamaica Avenue, but they was back at the room, but I had nothing to fill it with. I couldn't, meaning I couldn't ship it. I could fill the bags, but I didn't have no money. So the next day, D gave me this $300. So now, if it was 3, it was a couple of hundred bills. I think it was 3. So, and I remember he kept saying I would give you more, but I'm like, no, thank you. I would never take, I didn't want to take that. I sure enough needed it. But praise Yah, I died to the flesh and received and allowed him the gift of giving. I learned this later. So, this thing. So, oh, I did? Thank you, D. See? He said I told him I needed $300 for the luggage. See, I didn't remember. Okay, thank you. Now you bring it to my memory. Okay. And was we in the elevator when I said it? Because I remember the elevator. Now, listen, D. That was the struggle. You just brought it to my memory. That's why I wanted him here, and that's why I wanted Star here. Because certain stories I tell, I don't remember all the pieces, guys. That's what I'm saying. These are true stories. Praise y'all for this channel. Praise the Most High. Okay. So D, he said I had just gotten my office pool and had $3,000 in my pocket. Wow. So that's why you said you wanted to give me more. Okay. I knew you said I would give you more. Okay. So thank you for clearing that up. All right. So sorry, guys. I'm just trying to put together the things I can remember. But I knew he would remember more than me. All right. Because as y'all know, so much happened in my life. So now he said, that's why I kept asking if you wanted more. And I wouldn't receive. And the funny thing was I needed more, but I couldn't take more than what I needed was for the luggage. I'm glad you told me that because this was the dilemma. This was the dilemma, guys. The dilemma was swallowing my pride and letting him know that I actually needed something. Y'all want to know Rashawn's kryptonite? Rashawn's kryptonite was letting someone know that he needs something. I would starve. I would be homeless. Because in my life, when I let someone know I need something, they usually turn their back on me. And that would hurt me more than just going through the struggle of being without. So because of the trauma, I remember when I'm gonna say it, Bakim know that I needed a place because I was homeless. And he left me for dead. That hurt really deep because Bakim was like my brother. And that's when I was sleeping in my car. And the Unique found out. All right. Yeah, Q. Yep. So when you brought up the name, now I'm going to tell you that one. That's him. And I was letting him drive my silver Mercedes at that time. Yep, he was driving my silver Mercedes. People from the Heights remember he had my silver 500 Mercedes. And I was letting him drive it for a while with the chrome hammers. And any time that I ever let someone know that I need something, they always turn their back on me. So I was traumatized to let anybody, I'm good. No. But when I don't know if we was in the elevator or not, but I remember, I'm so glad you told me you brought the other pieces, D. Because that's why I said I'm going to fragment it together as much as I can. But I remember, D, my spirit, the Ruach, now I know it's the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh. It kept telling me, say it. Tell him. Because I needed it. I needed it. And I told him. But y'all got to know me to understand I will never say this. I will never let someone know that I need it. Because I survived. I'm a survivor. Yes. As y'all says, suffering in silence is sometimes easier than rejection and abandonment. That part, y'all, that's the word. The Yahshuah said the Most High Yah is always on time. She says suffering in silence sometimes is easier than rejection and abandonment. Boy, that's a t-shirt. There we go. Demetrius said, yeah, the elevator, and then I told you to stop through and you were done. Ah, yes. So I saw you, I guess, on the way up. Demetrius said, yeah, I guess I saw him in the elevator. Then he told me to stop by his floor when I was done with seeing the other dude. Thank you, D. That's why I wanted D here, because I would never remember all these pieces, guys. So I'm doing the best I can with the story, so it's so much. So I remember a lot of certain things. That's why I tell y'all, like I said, I'm going to just try to piece things together. So when it's things that I can't remember all the components, I'll let y'all know, right? So that's why I'll be liking having some of them here to tell me like, this, certain things. So Demetrius, yes, he told me to stop through on his floor when I was done. That's why I remember the floor. I miss you too, D. That's why I remember the floor. Okay, now it makes sense. I remember the elevator, I remember the floor, and I remember that. And I didn't even remember me telling them, but that makes it. But now once you brought it to memory, I remember the fight in my flesh and the spirit saying, say it, say it. That internal war, say it. Die to your pride, the self, but it wasn't pride. That's why I said pride. So Atiyah says suffering in silence is sometimes easy. Suffering in silence is sometimes easier than rejection and abandonment. It wasn't my pride. It was that I was scarred from rejection and abandonment. All I know in my life, I was abandoned by my mom and dad. D, who I lived with in the projects? Grandma died. Where was my pops? Somewhere with his new family, right? Where was my mom, D? Who knows, right? So I'm telling true stuff, guys. These are my people. D lived on the first floor. So I was abandoned by my mom and my dad. So all I know is hurt and abandoned, rejection and abandonment. I had serious abandonment issues. I'm still scarred from it. I don't like to be alone. I don't like to be alone. So I stayed in unhealthy relationships because I don't want to be alone. That's childhood trauma. Okay? I still have it. Right? Now, but we cope and we conquer. Right? So in that, the spirit was telling me, say it. Say it. Like you got to get past the fear. And I said it. So D, you remind me, it was so important because I remember now. I said it. And I guess that's when he said he just got a pull, and he gave me, I told him I need what I needed because they told me the price. And I did the round part. So I said 3 because I wasn't sure how much, because I remember she was like, how much? I'm like, I don't know, 100 pounds, 200 pounds. So she gave me the price, and the top one was $300. So I didn't know how much until I put it all in the bag and took it there. And then Demetri said, that's why Parkside Gardens, that's our projects, became such a family for us. Facts. Parkside till we die. Remember, Hempstead till I'm dead. That's what I said. Boy, praise the Most High for us having some type of family, if anything, some type of community. All right, now, I told him 300 because I'm like, well, that will cover it, right? The 300, because I don't know what it's be. And he gave it to me. Chris, $100 bills. I never forget that part. They were Chris. That's why he said he just got brand new pool money. There was Chris $100 bills. And I remember him kept saying, if you need more, I'll give it to you. I remember that. And I kept saying, no, sorry, my bad. I thought maybe he was saying go to the ATM, but he said he had it in his pocket for the pool. But I do remember him kept saying, if you need more, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you, Rod. And I'm like, no, D. All I need is 300 for the luggage. But listen clearly, guys. I really did need more, but I was told no. Just 300 for the luggage. He gave me the money for the luggage. Larry, y'all said I thought PSG was a TV channel. Nope, that's Parkside Gardens. That's the name of my project building. Parkside Gardens. And then my hood became Parkside from our projects. She said, I thought PSG was a TV channel. That's hilarious. Yeah, PSG, Parkside Gardens. All right. So we from Parkside. All right. So I leave, right? Now I make a plan that, okay, I gotta get, because I think I leave tomorrow's court. I think the next day was court because it was such a rush. So I think the next day was court, if I remember correctly, because the timing of it was everything. Yeah, the next day was court because I had to go back and I had to do this. I had to have them I had to be up in the morning for them to drive me to court, and I needed it. And I remember now, because if I wouldn't have saw D, everything, the timing of the Most High, you cannot make this up. So I had to tell them, set up a thing where I got to take y'all to the library. They set that up. We got back. I got back everything. I dropped everybody off. They set it up. Go to the library. So I set it up. I already had put the big bags. I filled them with all my clothes. The big green, it was big. The bag ended up being this tall and fat. it ended up being so heavy, it almost take 2 people to carry it, right? But I was strong, so I'm carrying it, dragging it, and trying to carry, putting it. It was that heavy, right? Probably over 100 of 200 some pounds, crazy, right? Something heavy. So I take it, I put it in the back of the van. We get it to the back of the van because we got to hide all this stuff. Transportation crew, get it in the back of the van. It's all set, so they already know what I'm doing, right? Because they already set me up. I'm going to Staple. I need to take this bag and ship this delivery to this address because I'm going to court tomorrow. So I got to do it now. Listen clearly. Yeah, the court was the next day. I got to do this now. I can't, if I miss it, I'm screwed because my plane leave tomorrow and I leave from court and I'm done. I can't come back to the house. So when I leave the house, this bag got to be shipped off now, tonight. Now, I had no money. But he timed me to see D. You, D, the Most High. Now, I do all the stuff. I take them to the library. I'm like, all right, I got like 2 hours. They got a 2-hour window because they go to the library, use the computer and stuff like that. And then I got to be back. So I drop them off. I go to Staples. I drag the bag in. We get there. Wait on the line. Finally get to the lady. She's like, oh, you came back. I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, that's a huge bag. She said, I didn't see one of them. I said, I know. Some Chinese bag that expands up tall, right? So she like, Dad, come on. So she ready to go. I said, no, this is heavy. Both of us need to lift this to put it up on the scale. So we take the bag, we lift it up, we put it on the scale. Bang, it stands up. We get it to stand up. This thing huge. She does the weight. She does everything. She does the weight. She calculates everything. I'm sitting there. All I have is $305 to my name. Because I have $5 left, and D gave me 3 crisp $100 bills. I'm sitting there. She calculating. Because I'm like, okay, if it's over, I'm going to just have to take out things until, right? I'm going to have to throw away some of my clothes and stuff, right? I'm going to keep all my papers and stuff. And y'all know papers is heavy. And I got all my paperwork. I got all my stuff from my court case, my Supreme Court. I got everything. I got all receipts. So I'm sitting there. She's doing all the calculations. She finished everything. She says, it'll be $295 and 70s or whatever, something said. And I'm like, she said 290, and I pull out 3 crisp $100 bills and I give it to her. And she rings it all up. She does everything. She gives me my change. Now I got $5 and I got like $8, like, whatever change is left. I got like $10 or so, whatever, because whatever it came to. I got like 10, and she gave me the change, and she does everything. She gives me all the receipts, and she gives me the thing. It'll be at this address in Orlando, Florida, on, I think it was going to get there a week later. She gave me all the thing, and that was it. And she said, all right, have a good flight. And I turn around, D, and I'm like, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Everything that I had was in that green bag. It's in my garage now. Every clothing that I had, everything I had, all my possession, I lost. Now listen, guys, this story, this part, D, is when I'm leaving the 25 to life. I lost every house. I own 13 houses in Henderson, North Carolina. I own my big house in New York. I own my Benzes, my Escalades, my car, everything. Now I still got the black Mercedes, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there. Y'all gonna, right? Now, I lost everything. everything that I ever owned from my childhood, every trophy, everything. All I have is what's in that green bag. And it was almost gone. I almost had to leave it. But the Most High timed it for me to see Demetrius in that building when I went to get that paper. And he gave me, he timed it that D had the money. He said he just won a pool. And it was but almost to the letter how much I needed. And I had no way. I was just guessing. I just said 300 as the max. Like, I don't know how much it's going to be. It came up to $295. And she took the bag. And I turned around and walked away in disbelief, like in amazement. That's the better word. And I just kept, and D, you don't know this, but I kept saying, my goodness, dude, D has no idea what just happened. Like, the Most High have been doing so many miracles to prove himself to me. So if y'all want to know why I'm so sold out to God, to the Most High, it don't stop. Next week, I'm going to go back to show y'all how I got out. Wow. Then I'm out. This is where the fun starts. Once I leave and get on that plane, this is when all hell break loose. Y'all thought the jail was hell and the program was hell. All hell break loose because now my body, my butt belong to the Most High. It's time for the fire. It's time for the pruning. Look, Zayana said, and the fact that D is here right now to hear this, praise Yah. Yeah, this miracle stuff right here. Live in the flesh. And I ain't seen D. Listen, guys, I ain't seen them. Brooklyn Red says, shout out to your bro D. That's real brotherhood there. Yo, Brooklyn Red, I ain't seen D since 2010. I ain't seen him since then. And he just happened. Shout out to Unique for contacting them, letting them know I'm live and telling this. And that's why Star was here early. Yep. Q said you talking about Demetrius Gore that worked at Fags on the 5th. What is Fags? What is that, guys? Yo, Q, what is Fags? He just said that. Yep, that's the Demetrius Gore. That's what I'm talking about, Q. That's D. He from my party, from 50 side, my building. D said, peace to all y'all. D said, what is Fags, D? What does that mean? What's Fags? One of y'all write what that means. I didn't even know what that is. But yeah, such a miracle. This is a real life. This is the testimony of how a street dude, no mom and dad, like all I knew was drugs and crime. D, I tell you, D, how long I've been hustling D since a little kid, right, D? Since we was in middle school and all that. D, no, he was there. First floor. So praise y'all for second chances. So one of y'all write what fags mean. I'm definitely want to know what that means. Fags on the 5th floor. Bro man on the 5th floor. D, you and bro man on 5th floor. 5th floor, how you do it? All right. So they still ain't telling me what fags mean. I'm still waiting. Cue somebody. He said, that's my man. It's a program for people that need help. Okay. Shout out. He said that's his man. Yep, that's him. He here, Q dog. D, Quentin is from on the Heights. You probably remember Quentin from Hempstead High School and his sister too. He on Facebook now though. So Freedom. Okay, here we go. Federation Employment Guidance Services. There we go. FAGS. Shout out to FAGS. Shout out to any community program that help people that need help. That's work of the Most High right there. Shout out to Federation Employment Guidance Services. Great job, D. Good job, D. You got people, you see the Q Dog said, that's my man. Yes, New York program. Praise the Most High. So D, I'm so glad I finally got for you to hear that. Because D, next week when I leave and I finally get to Florida, the Most High having you to help me was everything. Because all my papers, all my clothing, all of it. And I'm about to go through hell. But the clothing on my back. And then the extra money that was left over, the extra like $5, $6, I mixed it with my $5 I had left. You know what I used that for, D? Money in the airport and stuff to eat while I'm traveling. I used that money to eat. So the money you gave me, D, helped me to start my new life. It helped me. That was the last thing. Listen to this, D. That was the last thing used in New York to get me to turn into Uncle Yahshuah, to leave. The last thing in New York was the $300 you gave me. That's the last thing I got. Besides when I came back and Daddy, you gave me to stay the last week's story with little E and the lady house and all that. But yeah, D, that was so instrumental that I'm glad before we both pass on to go home with the Father, that I got to share and be able to tell you thank you so much. And I love you and thank you for being there for me. I really needed that. And guys, me and D, you would think that we were like partners all the time. We weren't. We were just knew each other, Parkside love. We were always together. You know, I mean, not always together, but we always knew each other, and we just always had respect and love for one another. And it was a brotherhood thing, but it wasn't like, you know. But in a time when I needed someone, the Most High chose you, D. And the funny thing is, our family name, we might be related. It's so crazy. But don't put my government name in here, because I don't, I got people all over the internet, be all over the world that, I'm protecting. But our family name, we probably, look, he said courts say we are related. I know the courts say we're related. We probably are. The Most High probably did that, D. It's like y'all idiots don't even know y'all cousins and y'all family. But all our life, remember the mail used to go to you? Remember my mail used to go to his house, his mail go to our house? Because our family name is tied together somewhere. But we never was raised like family or nothing that. But that always, he said the courts say we related. We probably are. The Most High probably like, yeah, y'all related. That's why I'm about to show you. I'm about to have your family help you. All praise to the Most High. All right. I'm glad I got that. I'm glad that I got this story out. Shout out to Waya. Thank you for the donation, Waya. He said, Shalayam, I can't give much tonight, but I hope this helps with something. Praise you. Thank you, Waya. Anything helps, King. So yeah, I wanted to I told that part. And I want to I need to end it there. So shout out to Star the Gift, Starcrimes, for helping me out. Star, I went to Dr. Death. They were ready to take an organ, Star. And shout out to Steph for allowing me to have the car and everything she did for me. These are people the Most High was using. And they don't know it, though. So part of my journey to become Uncle Yahshuah to help people worldwide, because people in my ministry all over the world. I got people here from Canada, people from all over the United States. And you guys were instrumental in helping me for the journey, to start the journey, to change my life, to be there for others. Atsiyah says, blessings to you, Adarius Demetrius, for playing a part in our Unc becoming our Unc. Praise Yah. So I'm so thankful that I was able to share this and let my brother know. So thank you, D. Thank you so much. Thank you, Star, for trying to help. Thank you, Steph. And I wish I knew that brother. Oh, I almost had his name. Ah, I almost had it. I almost had it. Demetrius said, peace and love to everyone. I almost had his name. It's not Neil. I almost had it. It flashed and I lost it. But blessings and love out to that brother. He's probably retired. I don't know. D said him and that brother did a lot of good work helping people. And that the Most High used that man from the Tactical Alternative Street Crime Unit. That man cried and said he's sorry. And I forgave him. All praises to the Most High. Well, guys, next week, I'm going to start. Next week, I'm going to tell y'all a little of the process, how I got out, exactly what happened, going to the airport and all the crazy stuff that happened. And then I'm in Florida. And here we go. Here come the fire. Here come the pruning to become Uncle Yahshuah. Here come the dying to the flesh and the struggle and the poverty and here come the mess. Oh, it all goes, it's a whole heap of mess from here on. It's no joke. But y'all gonna understand that by the time we complete, y'all gonna understand some of the sacrifices. Y'all gonna really know that I know who Unc is. I really know who Unc is, and I understand the journey. So I know I'm safe. Listening, and I know who he is. I know I'm safe because he won't harm me, because he won't ever go against the Most High. Oh, y'all gonna see when I wouldn't turn my back, because the Most High did everything he can to make me, push me to turn my back. That was a test for a testimony and a testament. All right? All praise to the Most High. Another one down. Thank you, everyone, for joining me tonight. Thank you, D. Thank you, Star. Thank you, Mashiach Assembly. Thank you for everybody, the Don 88, KD Kid, and everybody else who comes in, who joins in. Thank you for everybody over on Facebook. Let me make sure I don't leave nobody. Q Dog, Ozzy Claxton, Rodney Lawrence, Mia Mack, Shamika, everybody over on Facebook, everybody who watch it later on Facebook, by New York people. Thank you for taking this journey and this story with me. Next week, it gets crazy in Florida. It goes down. Shout out to Yahshuah. He said, got you, Unc. Thank you, everybody, worldwide. Another one down. Uncle Yahshuah, 25 to Life Testimony TV. Keep it functional. And y'all know the motto. Love the Most High, y'all. Love the Most High, y'all. I love you all. I see you guys, everybody else. I see y'all tomorrow on our ministry. We got a dope one coming tomorrow. Everybody else, I see y'all next week. Uncle Yahshuah, 25 to Life Testimony TV for the 25 to Life crew. Everybody tomorrow, Sunday, the Q&A, but I see y'all for the ministry tomorrow. I love you all. Go forth in your day, guys, and be the light. Everybody. We are not perfect. We're all on a journey, one day at a time. To do right by your neighbor, do right by the next person, be morally righteous. Nobody's squeaky clean perfect. If he could change me, he could change anybody. And I was a whole heap of mess. I was hustling since I was 12 years old. That's all I knew. They know, they'll tell you. I was all I knew. It's hustling. If he could change me, he could change anybody. Remember, be the light, and I love you all. 25 to Life crew, we out. I love you all.
This is 25 to Life with Uncle Yahshuah. You wanna know why they call me Lucky Lucha? They call me Lucha cause I like to tuck that choochie. All the time on the grind, getting that doochie. This is a little story on 25 to Life with Uncle Yahshuah. Like and subscribe for more incredible stories every week.
Police are on the scene of a triple homicide on Long Island. It happened overnight at a home in Hempstead.
I'm from Hempstead, Parkside, the ghetto, the dark side, strong, the wrong, the thing